Hello, hello. Hello, people. Hello, world. God, what a day. I am tired. I have no legs anymore. I swear I have a life. I don't creep your stream. Yeah, I'll believe that. I'll believe it. Then enter it with the immediate Helios domination. Hello, hello. You will notice that the chat is different. I have finally gone and set up an API to have both Twitch and YouTube show up on stream. You can clap now. It only took 7 months, but I finally went around and did it. You also have one additional faction that you're able to capture the chat with, so congratulations. Congratulations if I figured that out. I mean, I knew how to do it. It's just... okay. The amount of third-party programs I have to open before I even start streaming is crazy. I can finally see my messages now. Well, you're supposed to, but it's actually not working. Wait, okay, give me a second. You know what? It's supposed to be working. It is supposed to. 1 second. Let me just double check. Everything, all the services. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. All right. Platform, YouTube. Okay, it logged me off. That's okay. That's what's happening here. For some fucking reason. Okay, there we go. Ah, I see. That's why. I understand now. For some reason, YouTube is not automatically logged. Okay. People of YouTube, try typing something. And if it doesn't work, I guess I'll just reboot the chat and see if it works. But it should work now. It's such a mess. You would think this type of stuff would be like default at this point, but nope. You still have to go through like multiple third-party programs. Alright, there we go. See? It works. Alright. I don't want to hear it. There we go. Hello, Rolix. Hello, Troy. Hello, Zroli. Hello, Brodka. Hello, Raiden. Yeah, for some reason, the default setting on YouTube was turned off. Whatever, man. At least it works now. Hello, Steris. Alright. So I do have a couple of things to take care of today, and also, the astute observer will have noticed this in my inventory. This is about to happen, chat. We are about to go through this. But first, I do have some weeklies to take care of. I can open a YouTube window and talk to myself now. Well, ideally, you don't do that, but on paper, yes. Alright. Also, I may require chat's assistance at some point, sometime next week. Because I'm gonna need to gather some footage of, like, Season 1 dungeons. Which class we're doing? So I'm missing Gladiator and Sork on the main server right now. Because I do have, like, level 20, 30 of those characters on other servers. But I just want to get them on this server and then just be able to gather proper footage on them for when I'm gonna make a class introduction guide, right? So I forked the $20 to do that. You can say thank you now. I'm gonna be taking care of that. None of the important ones. I already have all of the other ones. That's the thing. Alright, so I do have, I mean, okay, let's not focus on that right now. I think I need to do lower rush, right? Thanks, father. There you go. Also, I did set, like, I actually made the proper chat UI, so I have a semi-transparent background, but the text itself is not semi-transparent. So chat is going to be easier to see, and the background is going to be less bothersome. So yeah, we are making real progress, chat, towards being an actual streamer. Isn't that great? Round of applause. Yeah, for real, for real. Okay. Anyways, I guess let's get this done. What's this about Sork? I bought the additional character slots, and I'm gonna be leveling Gladiator and Sork. Like, that's probably gonna be a lot of next week. Is gonna be leveling new classes and getting them set up, and getting footage from the season 1 dungeons, because I'm gonna be making season 1 dungeon guides next. Let me turn these off actually, hold on. Okay. Just bots following each other, holy. Yeah, like, as I said, the upcoming schedule on the YouTube upload side is I'm gonna be making videos for the dungeons, like guides for the dungeons that I haven't covered yet, which basically includes the 1, 2, and 3-star dungeons from season 1, right? So I'm gonna be making videos on these, and then I'm going to remake my system guide, my content and system guide to be up to date with the current content. And then after that, I'm gonna be making videos for early progression, as well as, you know, pitfalls you kind of want to avoid on global. Like, that's gonna be the upcoming video schedule pretty much. And I kind of have to get started because the dungeon guides, basically, I mean, they're not very difficult dungeons, right? But they're still gonna be, like, you know, like 4 or 5 minute video each, that are going to require like script writing, recording, mixing, so on and so forth. And there's like 7 dungeons, like 7, 8 dungeons that I need to cover for. So these are probably like those dungeon guards are probably the videos for the rest of the month, right? I need a soul guide ASAP. I was actually thinking about making like a macro guide, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna make that closer to global. Script already, get yourself the growth pass and blast Crow Cave with your big 4K gear score. I mean, I have to make them for the global release, Anchovy. That's the thing, right? In the sense that I actually have to make them proper, with the assumption that people are gonna have to do mechanics. Which, the thing that's annoying is I can't really... Okay, the thing that's annoying with Crow Cave and Dropnir specifically is that they have stagger checks, right? Which, first of all, I can't make those stagger checks solo on my cleric, number 1. And number 2, my cleric does so much damage to this content, even when completely naked, that if I try to do the stagger check by myself, I just kill the boss. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to level up these new characters, and I'm going to use these characters to do those dungeons, right? So that's kind of the goal right now, basically. Like, now that the channel is set up, like, I'm pretty much done on the channel, right? Like, the channel can do Corroded, the channel can do Fallen Citadel, so that's over. We're gonna be moving on to the other classes. Which, that was a bit of a journey. And I essentially have the rest of the month to do that, in order to be, like, on schedule. Hello, John. Like a month and a half, yeah. And thanks for the follow, Snoop. Sorry, wait until Global Chapter 1 and then do the rest of that. Ah, yes. I should make all of the guides exactly that, actually. Yeah. Step number 1, don't play the game for 6 months. Step number 2, don't play the game for another 2 months. Step number 3, play the game. When one-shot everything. Right, just gonna do these weeklies. I'm probably... Okay. I'm gonna check the state of energy on my characters and see whether I do need to empty stuff out, because it's not gonna be a very long stream, right? Like, I've already been up and about for like 14 hours. I'm a little bit exhausted. I was out all day, so I'm gonna be doing like a shorter stream. I might do a stream tomorrow just to, you know, make up for that, because I'm not gonna be able to take my days off to make videos right now, because again, I need to wait for setup, and I need to get footage, right? So yeah. Hello thrice. I was watching your Ludo guide today. How the mech change with 10 people now? The 2 extra, they stay in the middle. They start in the middle. You mean for bingo? I mean, yeah, like you basically just have 2 extra people to cover extra slots, and you can just kind of use them however you want. I mean, that's just how the whales play with a few extra steps, surely. What days are sieges on Taiwan? Wednesday and Saturday. Oh yeah, by the way, chat, you'll be happy to know that I have missed Nama again. At this point, I think it's just a running gag. I'm just never gonna fucking do Nama on Taiwan again. I'm just always busy when it comes around. Ludra will be called the hardest thing to be done in Season 1. Yeah, Ludra is gonna be the Season 1 raid. That is correct. There's gonna be the pinnacle content for like 2 months, assuming that we have the same kind of pacing. Okay, that's over. Very nice. Let me do this invasion, if the game lets me exit the abyss, surely. Please, thank you. Oh yeah, that's the schedule. And like the rest of this month, as I said, is probably gonna be focused on making those dungeon guides. And like, essentially I'm gonna take most of next week just setting up those 2 characters and gathering footage, pretty much. Like, admittedly, I only need those characters for Dropnir and Krakow specifically. Because these are the ones with the stagger checks. Like the other dungeons, I can probably just solo on my Cleric and just like slowly kill the boss to get all of the mechanics on tape. But yeah, the fucking stagger checks on the Krakow and Dropnir, man. How long would it take to reach level 9 in Origins Insight for Global? The thing is, it's not very long to just do it with the daily dungeons, but the thing is they are changing the pet system on Global, right? They're going to lower it from level 5 to level 3, so we don't quite know what kind of impact that will have on the Genius Insight system. For all we know, maybe the Genius Insight system is not going to be fully available on Global, depending on how they decide to handle it. So the answer is short if they don't change stuff. I'm guessing sieges on the West are going to be Thursday and Sunday, and weekly reset on Wednesday. Well, the weekly reset is on Wednesday on Taiwan as well, so it's probably going to be the same schedule. The question is, when is the maintenance going to be? Which dungeons has stagger checks? Crow Cave and Dropnir Cave. Like, the 1-star dungeons, like these ones, right? Like these 2. I haven't made guides for them because I was not making content when those were relevant content back in the day, right? So I don't have guides for these, but these are going to be essential for Global, right? Because everyone's going to be doing these, right? So I need to be doing guides for Crow Cave, Dropnir Cave, Urugugu, Vakron, Fire Temple, and Ferocious Hornden, right? Which that's 6 dungeons. And I need to make guides for Deus and Arcanus. So Deus, Crow Cave, and Arcanus have stagger checks. So I'm just gonna make new characters, and I'm gonna try to get like people to bring in shields to properly go through them to get actual footage, you know? Did you just said Urugugu? I mean, yeah. It's Ru. So, you know. Right. Okay. So, I mean, I do have some leftover energy on this character. It's not the most urgent thing because I'm burning a lot at the time on this character. Let me see. How's the channel doing? Do you expect us to get 10 stages of transfers? Nah, it's gonna be 4. It's probably just gonna be the new method where you don't need to unlock the steps, and you can, and it's only 4 steps. It's probably gonna be going to be that exactly from the beginning, right? And most people are just going to jump straight to stage 4. Maybe some people will jump to 3 to get blue cards to get some missing item. But for the most part, yeah, I think that's going to be the case. Okay, this character's fine. If we start global on early access Monday, we get maintenance on Wednesday. Wednesday, okay. I haven't checked actually when early access... Wasn't early access going to be on a Wednesday? I thought it was going to be on Wednesday, but... hold up. Okay. This character has a lot of blue energy specifically, but I guess that's okay. It's on Wednesday? Okay, okay. Do I have 6 Templars or 6 Cleric ults? I'll have main ranger plus we'll be farming an ult. You just make your ults whatever you want them to be. Like me, I'm gonna be making one of every class. So I stay in tune with what is going on with every class, right? Okay. I may have to do corridors though, let me double check. Official global one? Yeah, okay. If you mean the launch on the 5th of October, then yes, this one is going to be right before the reset. But the early access is going to be like, quote-unquote, right after reset. Okay, yeah, I do need to do corridors. So I guess let me do corridors real quick, and then we'll take care of that. People are still camping? That's crazy weird. Okay, there's a marshal in there too. I might just do those like tomorrow. Yes. If this is getting camped right now, I don't want to waste time because I genuinely don't have time to waste. I have a question. I use macro for me. Sometimes it's not used in the right order. Any suggestion what this is? In the right order. I mean, it just uses it in succession in this order every time, right? Like, it's not going to go up the list. It's going to go in the succession of the buttons, right? So, yeah. Also, I guess if your ping is too high, maybe it's going to skip over, but it shouldn't. Honestly, like, from what I've tested, it shouldn't. So, starting the 5th needs rush content. They will miss 1 reset. I mean, they don't really need to rush content per se, because, like, the weekly stuff that actually resets on weekly is going to be, like, contracts. It's mostly going to be irrelevant to be missing a reset, because, like, the main thing that you are, quote-unquote, losing on is the energy recharge, which is, it happens every few hours, right? So it doesn't really have to do with the weekly reset. It's, the people starting later on are just going to be, quote-unquote, late on setup and energy recharge, which ultimately kind of doesn't matter. Like, within a week or two, that advantage is kind of going to be dissipated, pretty much. Okay. I mean, I still can empty out some energy, though. Reveal what viz you're working on before launch. I kind of just gave a... I kind of just gave a list of the upcoming content for the next 2 months. But basically, long story short, the rest of this month is going to be the missing 8 guides I have for the early dungeons. And then after that, I'm going to be remaking my content and system overview to be modern, to be like up to date. And then after that, it's going to be a early progression guide, like what I'm personally going to be going for in terms of like gear progression and so on and so forth, and as well as a video that's going to cover the pitfalls that you don't want to fall into, right? Like, that's pretty much what's coming next. Are dailies in the games other than dungeons? You have duties that are dailies, but duties are kind of mostly irrelevant. How is template damage compared to DPS classes? Can they keep up or are they just meat shields? Yeah, template damage is fantastic in PvE. Like, both tanks are in a really good position in PvE. God, those fucking loading times, dude. And I got kicked. Cool. Well, at least I loaded the map. Both highest DPS of all classes. Don't look at the parsing websites. The parsing websites have mostly incorrect data, and also they don't even account for RDPS. Like, when you look at an actual fight, and you account for all DPS, tanks are like almost at the same position as DPS classes. It's really, really close. People could be kicking because of ping. It's probably because of this character's gear. I'm playing with 150, 170 ping. It's not that shit, but it's really weird sometimes if I use the macro. I mean, I have 220 for the most part, and my macro never lag out. So yeah, I'm not sure why it would be skipping stuff here. Because like I mean, I guess the way I'm setting it up is I have the in-game macro, and I also have a mouse macro that spams the auto attack on top of the in-game macro. So maybe that's why it's a bit better. I don't know, but yeah, for me it doesn't skip anything. Templars keep the party alive and do shit ton of damage. Yep, both tanks are like genuinely in a good position right now. Like, they both hold aggro, they both buff the group, they both do pretty good damage, and Temple on top of it also, you like, provides mitigation. Like, yeah, tanks are definitely in a really shining spot. When it comes to PvP specifically, Templar is a great team player. Gladiator is insane in 1v1. So yeah. Overall, being chilling. Do you mean Gladiator? I have heard that Gladiator has some problems with combos on higher pings. But I don't play Gladiator yet. I'm gonna be making one probably today actually. I think we might start with the Gladiator. Templar and Spirit Master, Mightlock Temp. SM is also really good. Like, for me, as I've been saying this for a while, if I wasn't going to be playing a support, I would be playing SM. Because SM to me is the most attractive looking DPS in terms of like its kit and everything, right? Comes to the in-game macro, it's susceptible to hyping and skill animation. Yeah, there's something sussy going on with it. On hyping, your main DPS skill hits less than half the time that it would hit on good ping, yeah. I mean, they have mentioned they want to make ping less of a pain in the ass for Gladiator with coming patches, right? So, Federal classes on Taiwan, most fun was Gladiator and SM. Yeah, SM is definitely very fun. And thanks for the follow, Gil. Or Jill. I have a quick macro question. Some guys I've seen say to hold NMB and spam in-game macro. Others say to spam NLB and hold the macro. Is there a difference between those two methods, or they end up achieving the same? They kind of end up achieving the same. The main difference, I guess, is that the spam method is a bit less dependent on, because sometimes even if you're holding down the button in certain scenarios, it just stops firing it, and you have to like stop holding the button and then hold it again, right? For me, the way I do it is I just have the in-game macros like set up on the keyboard button, and then I have my mouse macro spam both NMB and the macro. So I just spam on both personally. It works for me right now, but anything that has to do with macros, I'm not going to be able to necessarily tell you what's ideal until global, because at the end of the day, I have high ping, right? So all of my macro play is not necessarily the more pertinent right now. How hard is it to main swap? You mean in terms of like gearing up and shit? It depends on like how far along you are. But it also depends on the season. Like, let's say if on global, like during season 1 you want to switch main, it's honestly not gonna be too bad. Are you free to play? I'm sub only. Oh shit, why am I lagging so much? Because I'm still loading the map. I didn't have time to fully load the map because I got kicked too fast in the previous one. XD. Like, I'm sub only, and I don't even like purchase battle passes. I just like play with the sub, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna be running some dungeons on this character, and I guess we'll be making the gladiator. What's your gear score in PvP with Sabonne? The thing is, gear score in PvP is irrelevant because the way combat power is calculated in this game is based off of your offensive PvE stats, right? So like for me, for example, my PvP is focused on defensive stats, which basically gives me no combat power, right? So my eye level in PvP is like 5.5k. I have 3 pieces of High Commander and the rest is Tribunus. But like I haven't really been taking care too much of my PvP gear, to be honest. Like I've mostly been focusing on PvE because Cleric hasn't been doing too hot in 1v1 PvP and ping is a big problem for me. But like I'm not getting destroyed, right? I'm able to hold my own and I'm able to do all my quests and everything. But I haven't given too much of a shit about PvP. I'm gonna be giving more of a shit about PvP in global though. And look at that, oh my god. Alright. What a... okay, shorty. Keep rolling me back into the wall. I don't understand damage calculations with PvP gear. 11k base damage, my gladiator struggles against ranger that are using the growth gear. I mean, there's multiple parts to it. I mean, first of all, are you DPSing them when they have their defensive up? Because genuinely, like nature's breath is like fucking OP as a defensive buff. It's crazy. At least they nerfed the duration, but it's still like really strong when it's up. And also like rangers have a like HP procs. You know, when they drop low in health, they basically regen to full. Maybe Cleric is better in PvP but low ping. Nah, it's kind of the same problem. Because like the thing is, Cleric can do okay damage on a target that has Earth Punishment active, but they can just pot it, right? And even if you land it and they don't pot it, you're gonna do okay damage, but then eventually they're going to stun you, right? And then as soon as they stun you, they're gonna life leech back on you. And by the time you're not stunned anymore, they're gonna be full health. Like the problem with Cleric is that it just doesn't have any CC to prevent people from healing themselves by just healing you. Many different macros for Ranger, would you suggest yours to use on global? I wouldn't really suggest to be following my macros personally, like per se, because I'm sure that my macros are going to be fine, but I don't know how effective they are, right? I'm going to have to wait until I play on global to know exactly, like, I'm not going to start min-maxing on the macro side until I play on global, right? That's pretty much all there is to it. Which is why anytime someone like asks me to make a macro guide, I'm like, it's not really within my realm of knowledge for now, because my high ping prevents me from making a good macro. I was playing at the start of AION2 1, preparing for global. Have a quick question. Is that true that they Omega nerf Glad is trash right now? No, Gladiator is the golden child of the game. Gladiator is incredibly strong. How many hours will you take to go from 0 to 45? I mean, 0 to 45 straight is probably going to be like... I mean, okay, do you only account for the level? Or do you account for the exploration stuff as well? Like the initial setup with the exploration and so on and so forth. If you mean only the levels, it's going to be pretty fast. It's like 5-6 hours at most. But the thing is, I'm not going to be rushing to 45. I'm going to be like making all of my ults level 22 first. Oh boy. Also can't get lost, yeah. I mean, the Gladiator, it's gonna be pretty fast, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to do the exploration, okay. I'm gonna have to do the exploration stuff on the Glad, though. So it's probably gonna be like 15-18 hours of setup on both characters. I saw some YouTuber rocking him at F tier right now. Most people who make content in this game don't actually play the game. Why level 22? Because level 22 is when you start earning energy. Hello, you kidding? What do you need add ults for? Homie Fran, if you're curious about what ults do in this game, I have a video that covers everything that ults do, how much time you're expected to put into them every week, how much you have to invest into them, so on and so forth. So if you're curious about that, you will get the full answer by watching it. But broadly speaking, there's some horizontal progression stuff that ults are kind of needed to in order to actually make proper progress into. And especially early into the game's lifespan, they're going to be really, really good to be farming resources too. Because they're going to require very minimal investment and setup in order to be doing relevant dungeons, right? What's the reason for ult level 22? Because of the energy starts building once you unlock your first dungeon, which unlocks at level 22. So like I'm just going to set my characters to 22 so they start building energy, and then I'm going to get my character to level 45 to like start building the nightmare tickets, and as well as, you know, start doing proper setup on it. First priority is making ults level 22 and then finishing stuff on main. Yeah, pretty much. Like Thursday, you're gonna be setting up all of your ults to 22 to start getting energy, right? And then second day, you want to get your main character to 45 in order to start building your nightmare ticket, to start, you know, to get your Dekill statue ASAP, pretty much. Like the level 22 setup is going to be really, really fast. So arguably, if you're like efficient with it, you might be able to do all of it like within a day, which is going to be my goal. Which server are you playing in global? I mean, they haven't listed the servers yet, right? So I don't know. If you mean the region, I'm going to be playing on EU because I am French. Oh boy. Does delay impact the macro according to ping? I mean, honestly, even at 220 ping, like, in-game macro haven't been getting impacted for me. I guess it depends on the class. For me, it's been alright. I think it's okay to play as an assassin with 40 ping. Yeah, 40 ping, you can play anything. 40 ping is okay. I would say up to, like, 60 ping is honestly fine to be playing anything. Past, like, 80, 100 is when you're like, okay, I can still play a DPS, but my DPS is really going to be impacted, right? So that's when you start like wondering whether it's going to be a good decision for you to be playing maybe a support instead. How many ults we're talking? Most people are going to be making 3. Because early on, that's going to be the sweet spot to be like min-maxing dungeons like as much as you can, right? Me, I'm going to be making 7. Just to pre-set them up for Ascension Trial and Corridors. Because it's really... It basically takes 0 time per week, and it's basically going to give me all of my needs in enhancement stones and stuff like that. Are statues and paintings account-wise? Nope, it's per character. Do you think they're bringing back language servers? Nah. It's probably going to be all international. Same way like Throne was. I think so for Damien. Mainland China sometimes get called out for DPS while having 110... Yeah, like 100 ping... You're still gonna be fine in terms of like meeting DPS checks as long as you slightly overgear the content, which is not too difficult to do even if you're like a sub only. But that's when you're gonna start being like, okay, my only purpose as a DPS is to bring DPS, and at 100 ping it starts to get impacted pretty heavily, right? So that's when you actually want to, you know, to start thinking about maybe playing a support instead. And thanks for Sarega. Hello, Kuvia. 60 MS Sin and Ranger playable, what about 70-80? Would you drop them for SM Soul? I mean, I wouldn't say SM is particularly less ping dependent, right? It's very spammy too. It's probably a bit less than Assassin and Gladiator, but... I would say 70 ping is still fine to play a DPS class in general, although, yeah, you might want to start looking into playing like something like Sork instead, that is slightly less ping dependent. What benefit from running dungeon or ults other than Kina? Kina, crafting materials, as well as, you know, getting some free gear on the ults to set it up in the future to like 3k idleable to do corridors. Are you running an add-on to change the way your skill bar looks? Nope. I'm not. No, I will not be making a community legion now. Because like, legions in this game kind of serve no purpose outside of just being glorified friends list, right? So there's not much of a use in making them. And I don't really want to deal with people's drama, right? Because if you make a community guild, like, you're just bound with people being like, ooh, this guy refused to do dungeon with me, ooh, this guy is stinky, right? I don't want to deal with that. I just want to play the game, right? So when it comes to community interaction, I'm gonna leave it to Discord and Twitch chat. But what if they are stinky? Well, you see, Anchovy, that's the thing. That is none of my problems. That's the gimmick here. Hello, Snooth. Ranger, 130 ping is decent or support better option. 130 ping, I would definitely lean more towards support, yes. I joined Global Guild with a lot of Taiwan without veteran. There's already fights, yeah, exactly. I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want to play my game, right? And I want to focus on enjoying the game and making guide and content for you guys. I don't give a shit about the human part of it, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a shit about like what other content creators are doing. I don't give a shit about what other players are thinking. I don't give a shit about people having drama with each other. I just want to play the video game. And Sarah, yeah, thanks for the prime. Appreciate it. Enjoy the emotes. Or chatting in Discord anyways, yeah, exactly. And like, at the end of the day, if you chat on my Discord and like you have questions or anything, I'm gonna be answering in there, right? So, is then Templar shortage or Clerics most sought after? They're kind of doing different things. I would say Templar is not the most played class for sure. I would say there's no Cleric shortage though. Like on Taiwan, there's plenty of Clerics. It's definitely one of the more popular classes. I'll make a guild only with Baby Meow Enjoyer. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Yukiri might be the one of the only guy that would actually be in the same legion as me, so... Even if he doesn't want to be a part of it. So for the new question, what do you mean with energy stacking with ults? Basically, like, to open the chest at the end of dungeons, you need to spend Odil energy, right? And Odil energy is a resource that you regenerate slowly over the course of the day. But you don't start building the energy until you have unlocked your first dungeon, which unlocks at level 22. It's okay, I can pay for the airship. Now you've got my attention. Yo, the airship early on is kind of expensive. I'm glad most ping dependent and Ranger Ascend. I would say so, yeah. Ranger is definitely up there too. But I would say that Assassin Gladiator are like probably the two most ping reliant right now. Damn, bro literally won't let me in. You're a stinky American. You're not even gonna be in the same fucking postcode as me. I'm sorry. North American do zip codes. I won't go too hard on AION2. He said, I see we'll be online at 5 AM on a weekday. Yeah. That's all of us, TBH. I see you should just let it stack up until you can get back to it in the future. Is there a cap? There is a cap. Yes. Basically, like, it's 7 days, like 7 full days worth of, like, building energy is the cap. I was playing Gladiator on Taiwan. I had 50% of DPS. That made me quit the game. Yeah. Which is why if you have, like, moderate to high ping, I probably wouldn't be playing a DPS because long term it's kind of going to be depressing for you. Which is why I played Cleric on Global, right? Because I knew going in, like, I know these types of games, right? I've played those pretty tricky Korean games before. I know how it is. I know how ping reliant they are on the DPS. That's why I played Cleric. For Cleric, what stats do you focus on? Does it scale with HP, for example, like DPS, focus, attack rate, and so on? Apollyon, I have a full PvE guide, like full PvE building guide, if that's something that you might be interested in. Every class kind of does the same thing in terms of like what you focus on. These guys got this one covered. Don't listen to him. Be a 200 ping assassin enjoyer. Well, definitely don't do that. That would be my one recommendation to you. If you have 200 ping and you play assassin, you're actually just going to want to, like, you're gonna have an out-of-body experience. Like, in parentheses, derogatory. No bueno. I dare say that shit is cringe. I have 2 souls, I guess. Yeah. That's I got the thing as well, so that's okay. And both are getting lowered at the same time. Funny. I'm turniping Sin right now, and he's kind of right. Yeah. It sucks ass. As a matter of fact, don't do that. So you can do transfer on 350k. I've done transfer on 350k on my Ranger. It's all about making your own moves. I mean, to be fair, all of us that have played on Taiwan, you're gonna be very surprised at how early you can start clearing stuff, like gear-wise, once you have like decent ping. I'm gonna play on Purple or Steam. I'm gonna be playing on Steam. How many hours to get level 22 on an ult? It's really quick. Level 22 is like maybe an hour of setup. Like an hour and a half. Probably tops. If that. Actually, not even that. Yeah, it's even less than that. If you're like actually efficient about it. I caught an assassin on Taiwan 9 days ago. Oh god. Okay, we can just kill this now. Just kill the boss. How about that? They're being a little slow right now, yeah, because this one of the DPS is just like AFK. Oh man. Yep, there it is. Are you going to time 7 or the same class? Now I'm gonna be making one of every class. Enough you go to level 1. I'm considering to be assassin main for global because of ping. Yeah. High tempo would be easy on Idle. Yeah, I mean, genuinely, everything season 1, I think we're gonna be able to do on Idle. Like, unironically. Is there any data available for hard cap on stats? Like, is it useless to stack block after getting XX number? Block you only use in PvP, and the thing with block is that you have to go as high as possible because you will never be able to be capped on people with accuracy. So if you want to have a relevant amount of block, you just need like unlimited block. How do you do the sugar game with tiles? I don't want to be called an idiot again. Dice. Very simple. You just need to grab the first 5 blue tiles. You need to get 500 points after round 5. And then that's it. GG's. Like basically, you want to grab 500 points across the entire thing. That's it. That's how you do the tile game. I'm gonna be making a guide on that for global, I guess. And like, if you fuck up, that's okay. Again, you just have to like get it 5 times. Right. Hearing bad about Soaks, is it really that bad? Nah, Soak is in a good position right now. Soak is honestly pretty good. I wouldn't say any class is in a bad position right now. Like, in terms of Chapter 1, the current balance on Taiwan, I wouldn't say any class is in a bad position, right? I would say that when Global comes out, the balance is going to be slightly different, mainly because we're not going to have like level 25 stigmas and so on and so forth. Like, for example, right now the balance between Channer and Cleric is leaning a bit more towards Cleric, but on Global release, it's going to be leaning more towards Chanter again, because of the absence of level 25 stigmas, as well as how easy content is going to be. I'm going to grief every tile game on Global. Ah, yes. Running very fast animation class, like I said, had a friend that wanted to... 160 ping, we're doing 40k second, we're doing equal on gear. I mean, ultimately, like 140 ping, you're gonna be losing like 40% of your DPS, and there's kind of nothing you can do about it. Okay. I'll be ruining every game of tiles. Oh boy. How outdated is your character TLS video? Well, it's... Some of the reasoning is still sound, but some of the problems mentioned with some of the lower classes have been, you know, taken care of in Chapter 1. I can't get 500 points anymore? You can. You can. Like the yellow ones are like 30 points and the green ones are 20, right? So you just need to, again, you just need to count to 500 points taken total. That's it. Nice, fucks, I'll take that. It's all about just getting 500 points. And I don't mean like 500 points in the score thing. It's like 500 points total. Even when you account for the loss when they're standing on the wrong tile and shit. Some guy is grabbing everything, so no one is doing these cheese. No. Basically, you need one guy to be grabbing everything, and all of the rest of the people need to just be grabbing 500 points. Because one guy has to be running to grab everything, because otherwise you will not be able to stand on the tiles. That's the thing. But it's okay. Being second gives you the same amount of rewards as being first. Like, that's the point. I think we'll follow eye blue. Are you planning to do some kind of video what to do on release? Yes, I will be. As I said, my release schedule for this month, like this current month, is I'm gonna be making my ults and I'm gonna be gathering footage to do guides for the 8 dungeons I missed in season 1, right? And then in the month of September, I'm gonna be releasing an up-to-date version of my content and system guides. And I'm gonna be making like an early progression guide as well as a, you know, all like pitfalls you don't want to fall into, stuff like that. Like that, this is my current schedule. Like basically I have the next 12 videos planned for the coming 2 months. I just need to, you know, get around to do it. I think so for Volna. Why does it seem like most creators or streamers are playing EOS over Asmodean? Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I don't watch other creators. So... Mostly map references, yeah. I mean, the only difference between the two factions is the main maps as well as the storyline. Is there a way to see most and least popular class? I'm sure there's websites that like account for the amount of people that play them. But I can broadly speaking tell you that the least popular class right now is most certainly SM. Like the least popular class is SM and the most popular class is probably Ranger. It's between Ranger, Glad, and Cleric. Can I ask you something? Is a template worth in the endgame as a tank, or is it just a people as Gladiator? Yeah, template is great. Both tanks are in a great position right now, and you can take both in group and be happy about it because they have buffs that you can stack. Like not all of the buffs are gonna stack, but they each bring something like unique on top of the buffs that don't stack. Watch yesterday Cannon playing new car best. Super fast animations class. I mean, it's fast animation because Cannon has no ping, right? Every class is like really, really fast when you play with no ping. Are you going EOS or Asmo? I have no fucking idea. That's good. That's mostly gonna depend on the people I'm playing with. Hello, Ikea. Approximate number of logs depending on class submissions, etc. Yeah. You can check the pass website, I guess. That gives you some actual number of classes that. But the thing is, it's only the people that upload as well, so you know. Make range class better than melees? Nah, melees are bing chilling on bosses as well. Like melees have like infinite gap closers and they have like manual blocks to just like cheese past the ground markers and stuff like that. Range and melees both have like advantages and inconveniences on content. Like both are about equal, honestly. How long a day it takes to maintain 7 ults? Chica, I have a video on my channel that talks about ults at length in terms of like exactly how much time you invest into them, exactly like, you know, how much resources you invest into them, what they bring you, like how much you play them relative to your main, and like relative to like the amount that you actually want to, you know, put into depending on what you want, also depending on like the current state of the game. So that might be something that might interest you, because the answer is it depends. It depends on what you're trying to do with your ult, and it depends on the current state of the game. I think so for a fugitive. Playing Brawler was super easy to keep up with. Yeah. In this game, every class is plug and play. Every class is simple to get into, and like there's no strict disadvantages for playing any class. Like the only thing that you have to watch out for, as I said, is ping. Like ping is king in this game. Ping is the most important thing. And depending on your ping, you might want to, you know, lean more towards an archetype or the other. What should I do with excess Empyrean Traces? You can morph them into enhancement stones or power shards. Is there a class that benefits the most from low ping? Every class. But broadly speaking, it's going to be DPS classes, right? And as I said, like the most ping reliant classes right now are it's between Gladiator and Assassin. Oh man. Is 4 ADMS even possible? If you have 480 ping, I would recommend playing a single player game. If I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would recommend just like, I don't know. Just playing an offline game. Is Chandler also a good option for high ping, or they might have DPS checks as well? Chandler is, you know, on the more generous side when it comes to high ping, because you are buffing the group, right? Like, you are a support, so you do shift the burden of DPS to your group member a bit compared to other classes. I played Korean games on NA for like 200 ping. You have to be living in Narnia. Yeah, I mean, I have 220 ping, right? And that's about as much as you can get. Like, some people will push towards 300 depending on how shit their infrastructure are. But yeah, like 500 ping is pushing it. I recommend relocating, yeah. To depend on frame rate plus ping. I mean, I don't disagree. Like for me, I think this game needed a GCD, and I do think this game like needs some sort of ping equalization as well. But you know, it's a bridge that should have been crossed a long time ago. At least ping equalization they could do on global. Like we would have to see how much they care about that. Because I mean, these people claim that they have been on Taiwan, so they have to know how tragic like the ping impact is, right? Like the people we saw on stream the other day were like, "Oh, I've been ping on Taiwan, haha." They even mentioned ping a couple of times. So, I mean, surely, right? Bruh. I'm just gonna wait until the end. Okay, that works. I'll take it. Thank you. I don't see the RDPS at present. It doesn't exist. Yeah, that's kind of the approach right now. Which is, I mean, that's why every time someone in my stream is like, "Why don't you show the DPS meter?" Because I give a shit about my mental health. That's why. Oh boy. Okay. We good. I'll cover this one. .25 GCD would be perfect. I mean, a half-second GCD on like LMB, RMB, and the proc skill would be reasonable, I think. And then beyond that, you're bringing some sort of ping equalization. Yeah, like around 60 ping, and I think you'd be bing chilling. It wouldn't completely fix the problem for everyone, but it would certainly make it more bearable, right? Auto tank as a temper because that's what I always do. I want so much fun on SM. Porque nos los dos. Especially in season 1, like it's gonna be pretty easy to keep up 2 characters. So I guess you can just like play both and then make a decision before season 2. Because like again, season 1 is mostly set up, and rerolling in season 1 is not gonna be very difficult because the investment is gonna be very minimal. How about keeping 4 mains? I mean, depending on how, you know, what grade of mental illness you have, that might be very doable. I can play 18 hours max every day. I mean, even with that, I think it's going to be hard to like have 4 mains. I mean, I guess depending on your definition of main. Huh, this character finally got an orange. Does it have combat speed? Perfect chance. Well, I guess I would just inherit anyways, right? I suppose. You main get an SM, then pick one I like more at the end of season 1. Yeah, I think it's gonna be, I mean, it's something I'm going to cover in like my early progression thing, right? I think people who are not quite familiar with the game and are not completely decided, that's probably gonna be one of your best course of action. Four mains without swiping is doable if you only give a shit about PvE, but it's gonna be very maintenance heavy. Is orange the best? In terms of gear grade, yeah. Do we know how long season 1 would last? In Korean Taiwan, it lasted for 2 months. We don't know how they're going to handle seasons in global. We do not know. One main, one ult, I'm trying to keep my sanity, yeah. I would still recommend having some really low effort, low maintenance ults just parked into Ascension Trial, right? Bare minimum, right? Especially early on, because enhancement stones are going to be pretty fucking hard to come by at the beginning, right? You're going to be definitely start for it. And just doing Ascension Trial is 9 minutes a week. You know, it's very low investment. First time before transfer, I made that piece and it plus 18 of a good robot. Yeah, like it. The enhancing and the sword lines transfer 1 for 1. In terms of like the enhancements, like the cost is pretty similar on a level by level basis. So depends. I mean, there is an argument to be made about 10 to 15 perhaps being a bit cheaper on the gold side. Like that's about it. 1 main 7 also is the only answer. What's your thought about extendables weapon for PvE? I felt like on glad his was such a big plus in some content, wasn't the base weapon so crafted. I think extendable weapons in PvE are a crutch, especially at low ping, and you should not settle for that. Because like crafted of the same tier just gives you so much more fucking damage. Do you remember the itemable you got if you have plus 10 PvP gear in season 1? I mean, I cleared Ludra with full Diamond 2 PvP gear, right? Like the Canis gear. And I was like close to 3.2. It depends on the state of your day Vanian and like your cards and stuff like that as well. But you're gonna be like on plus 10, I mean, that's like probably 2800 with like full Decanus plus 10, assuming you have like gold cards and stuff like that. Around that. Orange platinum transferring? No, it's 1-to-1. So a diamond 5 piece of gold gear transfers into a plus 20 piece of orange gear. Setup is enough for Season 1 plus 10 PvP gear. I would not recommend getting any PvP gear in Season 1. PvP is a trap in Season 1. It really is, in every single way of the sense. Like, PvE is where you want all of your resources to be dunked into. Even if you care about PvP. Take 7 weeks for Wills and 10 weeks for free-to-play to clear Ludra. Is he fucking stupid? Even on release, it didn't take that long. What is he saying? I mean, this guy doesn't play the game. Well, what are we expecting? Like, free-to-play... Okay, if Ludra is available on week 1, at most it's gonna take free-to-play... Free-to-play are gonna be clearing Ludra on week 2. At most. If it's available from the get-go. Which I hope it would not. But, you know. Let's use your time focusing on PvP gear. It's just, you have limited resources, right? And PvE is king in this game for progress, right? Even on PvP, you will need a good set of PvE equipment in order to rank well with world bosses and sieges to get good medals. Ludra with the first week. If Ludra is available in the first week, it's gonna get cleared in the first week. Free to play or otherwise, it doesn't matter. Like, for the people that know the game and know exactly what you go for, yeah. Like, at the latest, even free-to-play... I mean, okay. Depends on what you mean by free-to-play. Like... for me, it's sub-only, right? Sub-only players are going to be able to clear on first week, at the latest second week. Free-to-play, you should not be playing this game free-to-play to begin with, but, you know. Yes, the Diamond 5 gets transferred to 5 level of enhancement upon transfer. So a Diamond 5 piece of gold gear transfers into a plus 20 orange gear. PvP gear has more stats in the bishop, what I remember. No. PvE gear is king. For PvE. I think so, follow Juman. Check this. What's that? SVR? Is the game with only the sub bearable and can still compete? You will never need more than the sub. I've been playing for 8 months with only the sub, no battle pass. No battle pass, no extra spending. I've been able to do the hardest content on day 1 every time. And I still have a PvP set, and I'm not even like trying particularly hard. With only the sub, you're gonna be able to do absolutely everything, and you will never feel forced to swipe. And thanks for the follow, Soggy. Did you see YouTube content? I mean, I'm glad you're finding it to your taste. Free to play, you don't just mean not buying the servers, also don't need to pay to win, correct? Yeah. Swiping in this game is unnecessary. Like, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say. It doesn't matter, like, what people say. Does the game have pay to win? Yes, undoubtedly. You can swipe for power. You can do that on every MMO, by the way, but yes. You can swipe for power. Will you ever need to do so as long as you just play the game? No, never. Absolutely not. Gonna have to swipe for skins, I guess. If you cannot fathom playing the game without joking your shit crazy style, then you may need to swipe for a thong roll. I'll give you that. How many ults do you plan to? Should I make week 1 for optimal progression? Most people are gonna be making 3. I'm gonna be making 7 for like long-term, horizontal, low investment stuff. And like again, if you're wondering why, I have a video about ults that goes over all of that. Can I swipe for swag and beaches? Debatable. Four character slots? Yeah, you're gonna have 4 character slots open for 3 at the beginning, yeah. But like anyone that says that you need to swipe to be able to do raids on release and stuff like that haven't played the game. And funnily enough, every time someone tells me, but this guy has said that you can't, and then I check who they are, they haven't played the game. Shocking, right? Truly unbelievable thing to believe. There's gonna be enough energy spent on this character. The thoughts of leveling 7 ults on 22 on the first day. I mean, it's not gonna be too bad. Character slots cost how much? It's like around 10 bucks if you want to like swipe for them. But you can, they are Kuna, so technically speaking, you can buy them with Kina, especially early on. It's gonna be pretty cheap to do so. Alright. Misinformation spread on this game is crazy. People who did not play the game has the weirdest take. I mean, it's just an internet thing. Like, nowadays, people need to have an opinion on stuff they don't know. People simply cannot just say, I don't know. People need to have an opinion. It's just, it is what it is, right? You just ignore the white noise, and you focus on the people who actually know what they're talking about. And thanks for the follow. At Stinson. What can you do with ults after 3? Ascension Trial and Corridors. SVR. Again, I have a video that goes over that if you're curious. You can buy them with Kuna, so the character slots, yep. And in fact, I have 2 character slots right here that I'm going to use right now, chat. We are going to be leveling the 2 classes I haven't leveled yet on this server, so no time like the present. I'm a bit confused with crafting gears. There are so many goals that you can do. I have no idea which one tier to get. Accessories or weapon before doing orange. Ikeo, if you are playing the game right now and you have the growth pass and you just finished the growth pass and you're wondering what to do next, I have a video that covers like everything that you will want to do once you're dumped at the end game, including what you want to prioritize with crafting. I have to buy sub on every character I made. The sub is server wide. By the way, I had to leave yesterday halfway through the NA stream. Did I miss anything with the same old NC slop? They added a month of sub to the early access packages, Raiden. I mean, at the top, pinned at the top of the chat, I have a 2 minutes full recap of the stream. So if you just want to like quickly get caught up on the relevant stuff, just go watch that. Photos means the thing you enter in the abyss, yes. Can you tell something about market manipulation, Star Global, for example, getting something he don't want to share his experience? What does Canon know? He doesn't play the fucking game. The only thing that you actually want to give a shit about in terms of market manipulation is if you want to sell your Kina early to make a ton of Kuna. That is going to be the biggest one right there. That's the biggest one. For the rest, it's going to be early investment into crafting materials before they jump in price, which is going to be the gold artisan fluxes and the Balic mats. You'll be making Balic accessories early on. There's no funny tricks, right? And that's going to be stuff I'm going to be covering in my early game guide as well. I have a video for that. I mean, it's true. I do be making video about stuff that people wonder about, because it's just easier and more complete to just like say, here's a 5 to 10 minute video that explains absolutely everything better than I could do if I just try to like just load up on your ass on stream, right? Sub is only 28 days, it's 30 days for global. The sub is okay. Basically, the sub is 28 days, but you have a battle pass that comes for free with the sub, and doing the battle pass gives you 2 additional days. Like just doing a couple of missions will give you the 2 additional days. So it is 30 days. Because of all the knowledge? Yeah, it is what it is. There's life in this game, right? There is gathering, but it's not really something that you do per se. At least not in the current state of it. Alright. We're gonna be leveling in ult, chat. I know. It's gonna be okay. I have to do all of this in order to prepare the next batch of content for the upcoming 2 months, so bear with me. Alright, just randomize, I guess. Is there a randomize button? There is. Sure, why not? Yes, slightly smaller. There you go. Next. And you're gonna be a gladiator. Alright, we're not gonna make the same mistake again. We're gonna call it something Chinese. So let me Google translate something. Alright, you know what, chat? Agree on a word for me to Google translate to Chinese for this guy, for this gladiator's name. Go. I'm gonna pick one at random within like the first 10. Baby meow. Spin twin fauners. Chicken soup. Ah, yes. Chicken soup is good. I like chicken soup. Washing machine. Washing machine is also pretty good. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm a foreigner, chat. The whole point is to not get kicked from groups, alright? Alright. I'm gonna... I'll do washing machine. Chinese. Washing machine is pretty good. We'll play global and which region? I'm gonna be playing in Europe, yes. No one picked washing machine. What a surprise, really. I could not have seen this coming. Alright, some setting stuff. Let's see. Sure, we'll do that. We'll not do that. Nope. Move that. I don't know why you would ever use that, actually. Like, unironically. That's gonna be okay. Alright, I need to turn off my IQ to do that because XDD macros doing funny things with the funny in-game setup. These are the control, I think. Yeah. Oh, these are the... Yeah, you're right. It should be this, right? Which one are these? Yeah, okay. These are gonna be the old ones. I keep forgetting, like, the order in which they have these set up is so weird every time. How many letters do you need to name your characters? Is 3 letters possible? I believe it is, yes. Right now, the Taiwan population doesn't call it a washing machine that are going to know you're a foreigner. Probably. Can you explain why I want to sell all my Kina to Kuna? Kuna will be more expensive later. I mean, basically the ratio early on, you're going to be trading very little Kina for a lot of Kuna. That's the reason why. So, like, if you want to do that early on to set yourself up for, like, battle passes and stuff like that, that is an option for sure. Yeah, I'll just set up the rest later, I guess. Oh yeah, right. Also this. Let's not use the default UI. Which one is it? Probably this one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, wait. Sprint dash. I forgot about that. It's gonna be in general, probably, right? Sprint. There we go. That's better. I play on Taiwan for downloading people preset and copy side but it's hidden. I do hope we're gonna be able to import like UI settings and stuff like that from Taiwan, hopefully. What the fuck are those binds? Hey, don't judge. Look, people were very confused by my keybinds on AION2, and I didn't stop me from mugging everyone, right? So I don't want to hear it. God, they're trying to meld by default. Also, I need to remember that I can jump on some of these. There's some teleportation shenanigans with the MSQ. Only thing I hope about the launch is that we won't have same problems we had on Lost Ark launch. MMO launches are always problematic. You're always gonna have server issues. Oh yeah, also I need to back on this. You're always gonna have server issues. You're always gonna have like DDoS issues, disconnect issues, like, you know, you're skipping cutscenes again. Yeah. Lost Ark was some next level shit, was it? Hey, wait, hold on. I can't make a macro before level 4. That's crazy work. I mean, the original launch of AION2 in Taiwan and Korea, to be fair, was you know, wasn't the best. Purple was not a good launcher, I'll tell you that. 6 hours queue. I mean, yeah, Lost Ark had a bunch of people. I mean, Lost Ark was like the perfect storm, right? It was like prime COVID, and it was before people were wary of Korean MMOs. Which, you know, part of the reason why people became wary of Korean MMOs is because of Lost Ark, so, you know. Yeah. It is. My 2 launch had server problems and ping booster server problems. Yeah. Also the fact that the game is in its own client and it's an app running inside Purple. Yeah. I do hope the Steam version is gonna be, you know, I hope Steam is not going to launch Purple. Like that's the one thing I'm scared of right now, is that they pull some bullshit like this. Yeah, WoW was also kind of in the shitter at that point. Like, everyone was just, like, looking around for something to play. At the end of the day, like, MMO success is... It's like 20% is your game is good and 80% just luck. Which is why every time people are like, is AION2 gonna be popular? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be popular enough. Like, within a year or two, it's probably gonna have, it's probably gonna have like, I don't know, like 50k, which is more than enough for an MMO. And you should not be expecting more, because anything more than that is just an anomaly these days. Or launcher for Steam, yeah. Do you have any advice about Genius and farming mobs on start? Will be very hard to farm pets because the people now is easy. Just do pet dungeons, and like don't try to do activities that are getting raided by people early on, because that's just a waste of time. Just focus on like guaranteed setup early on. And then afterwards, if you just want to like do your daily grind just to get your like key in a cap or also farming pets, you can do that. But at the end of the day, pets are not going to be very difficult on global because they're going to be lowering the level and everything. And like we don't even know like what's going to happen to Genius early on because of that. I'm not going to be able to be an overhead slam gamer until I have Arcanas, unfortunately. Since AION1 used to play some Russian servers, Yeah, I started playing AION2 when I think I was 15 as well at the time. Yeah, like around that. When you decided to call it quits on AION1 retail back in the day? I quit AION1 in 5.3 on retail back then. And I came back for the classic stuff. I played some private servers as well. I've launched AION before summer, really nothing to play since well. Yeah, I mean timing wise it would have been ideal to launch it like sometime this summer, but you know, at the end of the day localization is a bitch. There's probably a reason why things are launching the way they are and when they are. They fixed the English dub, by the way. It's possible to stay on Purple Launcher. Oh, is it? Can you just download it from here now? Let me see. 0% downloaded. Nope. Still can't. So I guess you have to do it from Purple. I guess I'll fix it. I'll fix it later then. 4.5 or 5.0. Yeah, I specifically quit in 5.3 because like at that point we knew what 5.8 was going to be, and my pre-made kind of fell apart at this time as well. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I think it's going to be good enough for now. I think I'm going to be doing something else. Bring EtherTech to AION2. Where the fuck are you guys coming from? Why do we have so many fucking EtherTech fans in the chat? Like there's like 10 of you in the world and all of you are here for some reason. It's crazy. Wait, Sork all my life. Yeah, Sork supremacy is definitely a thing in AION1 though. I want a Scythe Necro class. I could see them releasing a Scythe class eventually. I mean, we do have a few Scythe wielding NPCs actually, so... Bring back Bob. I just say it for the meme. I think EtherTech is a dog water class that never should have existed. Very based. I know you had it in here. I just came in. Why are you a new character? I'm gonna be leveling a Gladiator and a Sork to level 45 at the bare minimum. Just to have them ready and set up for when I'm gonna be making a class introduction like video guide. Just so I have every character leveled up, because these are the two classes I have leveled up on the other servers and they're only like half leveled up. So I'm getting them leveled up fully on my main server. I was an assassin, I am not one of them. I mean, to be fair, I did play everything. Although EtherTech is a class I played very little. And I only played it on private servers. I mean, I guess you guys get to see the MSQ stuff that you're gonna be early in global. There's so many tier list videos on AION2 when the balance won't change next week. I mean, again, at the end of the day, the majority of the content in the West for AION2 come from people that don't play the game and are grasping at straws to get views. So they just make slop, right? That's all there is to it. Like anything for views, right? It is what it is. I wish they would give us more growth support points, getting my ranger 200 to 270 is a pain, yeah. But I guess it's fine. It's like fair. They just want to have like one main and then one old character that is like fairly juiced. Which is kind of how the game is set up to begin with, right? So today when I boost AION2, I can't do anything else but play AION2 when Lego Fast is on. I don't have that problem personally. Maybe there's a setting that you have turned on for some reason. I think AION2 is so fun, doesn't deserve the shit it gets. Yeah. I mean, hey, ultimately, you as a player, the only thing you can do is just ignore the noise and have fun. Which is precisely what you should be doing. Like, giving any amount of visibility to the slot makers is only going to feed them into making more, right? So just ignore them, have your fun, and let them just die. Okay. do this. Only one tier list that matters are AION2. S tier baby meow, F tier the rest of the pets. Wow. Watch this man have to wait like 6 months to get baby meow. How many old stream would make the best return on investment? Depends, right? I wouldn't say there's like a bad class. The main thing is if you want to be running dungeons on your ults, because you don't want to be investing too many resources into it, making a DPS is not the best idea because they're not gonna have the best, like, you know, equipment. So making a support, if you're gonna be running dungeons on your ult, is like typically gonna be the easiest path. But everything else, it kind of doesn't matter. Like, if you want to make an ult that just purely grinds, like does whatchamacallit, Abyssal Corridors, maybe you push it a bit to farm in the Abyss or stuff like that. Like, a Ranger is going to be the best one. But yeah, overall, kind of doesn't matter. But then everyone's going to make support. See, that's the fun part. It doesn't matter because the dungeons you're going to be running on ults are easy anyways. So those who speak up kind of don't come out in the recommendation. Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't do clickbait, right? I don't do clickbait. I don't do like slop thumbnails and stuff like that. So I'm not the first guy that you get when you search for AION2. But at the end of the day, it's me and my backbone, right? I want to be able to sleep at night, so I care about making good content, and I care about not lying to people, right? So yeah, I'd rather just do what I'm doing, and then people who actually want to learn about the game, I trust it will eventually land on me. I do not know the name Seroga. I mean, ultimately, I just don't consume any content for this game because I genuinely don't. I just don't care. Like, I don't want to interact with the content creation space in MMOs in general because most of them are just. I mean, I'm just not gonna say anything. Supposed to do damage in this game? Yeah. How do you think would be to swap main if a new class appear? I mean, when they released the new class, which was Brawler, they released the growth pass at the same time, which kind of dumped you in the endgame gear-wise. So it makes it a bit easier, but obviously you're gonna have to redo like most of the vertical progression stuff, like your crafted gear and stuff. Your content is crazy good. I was listening to you guys the whole time. Hell yeah. I am happy to be second monitor content, or even background content. We take those. You're a content creator now? I don't really consider myself a content creator. Like, I'm just kind of incidentally making content because I'm just sad about the state of content in the Western for this game, right? Like I've said this. I'm a player first, a content creator second. I don't have as a life goal to be making guides or anything. I'm just making them because someone has to do it. Because the game deserves better. But like, if anyone wants to come in and make good guides and stuff like that, I'm gonna be stopping, right? You know what I mean? It's just that someone has to do things for people who actually want to play the game. Because here's the thing, right? Anyone that wants to jump into the game right now, anyone that cares about the game, anyone that wants to enjoy the game, they look up on YouTube, and what do they find? Fucking slop from worthless human beings that don't even play the game, and that just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't. Like, there's very, very, very few things that, like, content that is like actually of value. So yeah, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. There's no other reasons. Think system in Taiwan, any tips to get the right stats on Gear and Global? For the most part, Ito, you're just not going to focus on soulbinds early on. Like, at best, you're going to be focusing on getting your... God, I'm so tired. On getting the baseline soulbinds on certain pieces of equipment, like movement speed, combat speed, stuff like that, right? And after that, you're just going to be waiting to get sync stones from, like, Ludra and stuff like that to just get your soulbinds for free over time. You don't want to speedrun them, basically. Because the initial soulbind setup is mega cringe. Once you've got them set up, you can inherit them forever, right? But the initial setup is pretty bad. Thanks for the follow, Simia. If you don't, then we are at the mercy of clickbait videos that only talk about surface level stuff, and if they do talk about more in-depth stuff, it's misinformation and not fully mapped out and tested. Yeah, precisely. Because none of these people play the fucking video game. That's the thing. I heard your name on Whelp stream. Looks like it was a good catch. Wow. Did Whelps talk about me? Was he mean? Please say it ain't so. I'm convinced, so don't stop even after the video if you won't hear you know others. I'm gonna keep doing my thing, but the thing that you have to understand with me is I'm not interested in chasing views. I'm not interested in like getting the content out fast. I just want to make sure it's accurate and it's like easily digestible and everything. So like, let's say if new guide makers come into the light, for example, and they just rush to make guides ASAP, my guides are not going to be the first one to be out, right? You just have to keep that in mind. Because again, I'm not here to play the content creation game. No, like Gladiator gameplay, yeah. I'm just like the other ones right now. Oh no. That is B tier. That B tier. Like, the only thing that Gladiator is arguably not the best at is ZVZ, right? And even then, Glad is not the most miserable class in ZVZ, by far. But everything else, Glad is like insanely good, and it's been good for like a while. But then again, right? The last time, like, when I made my tier list video, which I regret making, by the way, because people completely misinterpreted it, which is why I'm never gonna remake one of those videos. But when I made my tier list, I basically placed the Glad at the top of the game, because at the time, it was absolutely the case, right? And you had people come and watch the video and be like, wait, this is not possible, because Gladiator doesn't do top damage. Yes, because I don't understand that RDPS is a thing, right? Because I'm a dumbass that doesn't play the game, right? So Gladiator cannot be top tier because it's not best DPS, because I don't understand that buffs gives DPS to the group. It boils my fucking blood to be listening to these people, genuinely. What mini classes are good in ZVZ anyways? Yeah. And ZVZ is kind of irrelevant as a piece of content. So yeah. Either way, I'm not here to rag on anyone. I'm not here to like criticize anyone in particular. I'm just saying that I don't have much respect for the content space within the MMO content creator like genre of people, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? But I don't consider myself a content creator, nor am I trying to be. Like, ultimately, if I don't have a video to make, right? If I don't have a good subject, I'm not gonna be fucking making it. Just because I have a sponsor knocking on my door, right? Like, you're never gonna see me post a video just because a sponsor is like, yo, I need to give you money. Can you make a video right now? No, you're never gonna see that. And you're barely gonna ever see sponsors at all to begin with on my video. And if you do, I'm gonna be arguing with them to just let me put the ad at the end of the video, which is so far what I've done when I've had opportunity to do that. And thanks for the follow, Vazzy. Trying to get non-raiders to understand RDPS is a fool's errand. Yeah, unfortunately. Do you think there is some kind of conspiracy where a dark order unite to create bad content on the internet? Yeah, dead internet theory, something something. It's just slop, man. It's, and genuinely, like me to you, it's exhausting, dude. Like, it's just, watching YouTube these days is fucking exhausting. It's like slop, covered in slop ads, with AI slop thumbnails. Sir, where can I get more dividend points? I already cleared the Seal Dungeons map. I'm still short of 700. I've already bought all of them at Sugar 2. Any other way to get more? The initial 4 is going to be from Seal Dungeons as well as the thing that you mentioned. Don't forget to also do the ones on the Ilios side. You're going to have to rift to get those as well, right? And I don't know what level you are. You also have Seal Dungeons to do in Morheim and Elden, which are the level 50 maps. And then beyond that, for the Ariel, Asphalt, Marchitons, and Usteel, those are going to be from running content. I just have old videos on repeat. Yeah, kinda. I have a couple of creators I watch for like very specific stuff. Never opened Twitter then. I do have Twitter, but it's very like tailored, basically. I mean, fuck, dude. You guys want to see what my Twitter looks like? Wait, hold on. Like, this is what my timeline looks like on Twitter. Yes. At the lizard. Yes. Very good. I built this algorithm brick by brick. Yeah. That's it. That's my whole timeline. Better French, yeah. Nice lizard. Thanks. Like, my whole timeline on Twitter is just people's pets and artists. That's it. And that is completely fine by me. Not doing this shit. Nah, I'm not doing this right now. I am not falling into this trap right now. Mine is artist too. Okay, mine is not like that. But you know what? It's your algorithm. You're free to do whatever with it. At this stage of the game, it's not possible to bring the first 4 dividend boards to 100. No, you can't. Because the thing is, we are missing the second half of the level 50 maps, which are holding the rest of the boards, right? I need to be doing this. Ah, yes, overhead slam, which I'm not going to be able to use for now. I mean, does it open the window early on? I guess it does, yeah. But you need the self-reset thing, right? Which is level 16, so yeah. Oh yeah, right. Equip that. Equip the right genus. I'm already on the right genus. Lo and behold. Claim my 37 achievements. Growth support. Oh, it does give you this, I guess. Okay, it just advertises it, but you still need the coins. Okay. I think you can grab the Arcana Battle Pass though, right? Okay, you need to be level 30. Got it. Well, it takes them too long to bring back the second half and what it is. I think it's gonna be coming pretty soon. I mean, didn't they make a post recently saying that they're gonna have stuff coming pretty soon? That's the tolerance. Perfect chance. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do these for now. I'm gonna be using LMB for now. I'm gonna be dropping it eventually, but I guess I'm using it right now, so. Alright, also let me make a macro. Yeah. Let's see, I guess this... That's the rush. Yeah, these ones I'm going to be using manually, that's fine. Hey, hello August, I saw next podcast. You mean on the Korean side? Is this Dragon Mount in Founders Pack but black? Yes, pretty much. which means that the white one is likely going to be in the cash shop. Next live stream, Korea Taiwan is going to be Tuesday, yeah, which probably means that next week is going to have like a sizable update. Global side, yeah, okay. You mean Gamescom then? Yeah, yeah. On KL Taiwan, I think the next big patch is going to be this week, actually. That also patch day? Yeah, I mean, it's the usual, right? We get the early stream on Tuesday to advertise the stuff that they're going to be doing, and then we'll get the patch right after. Ankle size is the block thing, right? Okay. Yeah, I do need to be doing sealed dungeons as well. Just focus on level 45 for now. To be able to fly on top of the special pets at least. I mean, it would be neat, I guess, but I mean, functionally, it doesn't really change anything. We can glide with them, I guess. Like, the thing is, it's pretty seamless to transition between them, right? So it's sort of okay. You use Madsen as a nickname on Talon? No. If you mean Telemachus, no. The plan, it's make ults fast to make enhancement stones. Yeah. You just like set them up for the energy, at least for the ones you're going to be running dungeons with, which honestly, I think running dungeons on most of your ults at the beginning is going to be actual value, because it's going to allow you to hit the diminishing return without having to buy the additional Odell energy in the shop, right? And that Kina that you're going to save up early on is actually going to be value. Because like saving up 100k when dungeons give you 300 is pretty nice. And the range on this is dog shit, holy moly, dude. Am I correctly? But they did change it so we have to collect feathers on ults too. No, you can just sink them from your main. You only ever have to do it once for the feathers. Do you know the next window for server transfers? Nope. I'm assuming it's going to be maybe once per season. Like, they seem to imply it was not going to be very often. So who knows? Wait, I can jump. I need to remember I can jump on these now. Can't wait to have the self reset on that. What level is that? Is it 16? Oh, it's level 8. Alright, we're gonna have that real fast then. Want to play Ilios, have to follow. She wants to play early access as well. Have mercy on my own weakness. Godspeed, brother. We're all in this together, whether we want it or not. I mean, hey, it's not gonna be so bad. There's gonna be a decent amount of early access players now that they have included the sub. That's the upside. It's not just gonna be like whales and impatient people and veterans. I think a lot of people are gonna see the $30 package and actually, like, you know, be tempted this time. Helios, oof. I mean, hey, I don't even know what faction I'm gonna be playing, dude, so... I'm not planning to play on early access server. I will. I will. Emoji. But there's also gonna be a bunch of keys. Love to see that. See. Don't use David in boards yet. Edge. Nice story so far, yeah. Have you been able to follow? We're just following Ulgon on his crazy adventure. And I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen to him. Right? Yeah. Helios on Sutheran, Urtem, Telemachus, but AION2 map seems more enjoyable on Asmo's side. I mean, it's kind of the same logic as in AION1, in the sense that the Helios maps are just more condensed and easier to traverse, pretty much. Asmo ones are a bit more spread out, a bit more separations between the areas. I don't like the owl zone in the Helios side. Well, I haven't leveled up in Helios yet, so there's that. I mean, I guess I did level briefly in Helios when I got banned on the second week of the game, which, didn't you know? I got banned on the second week of this game. That was a wild ride. Are you Helios or Asmo? I'm Asmo. You guys will never guess where I got banned. Nope, Ulgold is gonna be fine till the end, yeah. Totally. I believe it. I'll believe it if you believe it. But so early on, if you didn't play, you will not know what I'm talking about, but early on they were doing a lot of changes with the game, right? And at some point they did something with the corridors, like the abyssal corridors, and they accidentally removed the cooldown on them for a very short period of time. And during that period of time, a bunch of people like were spamming corridors like 50 times, 100 times to get like a bunch of AP, right? And the thing is, I just so happen to have done my corridors during that time window, just regular ass corridors, right? But NCSoft, because, you know, they had to act fast, they just like did a ban wave on fucking everyone that interacted with corridors in that time period, right? Like shoot first, ask questions later type stuff, right? So I got banned just because I did my corridors like the old-fashioned way, and they unbanned me 3 days later. 2 pieces in the cheating pod, ah yes. You want to know something funny, Anchovy? Altis is the one that told me to go do my corridors at that time, because it was like 4 AM and I just wanted to go to bed, and he was like, yeah, just get them done now. And I was like, okay, I'll go do them. And then I wake up tomorrow, like the day after, and I got banned. This fucking guy. But you know what? You know what? There was divine retribution, because Altis got banned like a week later. So, you know? Like, he got banned because he made a ranger and he was just following bots to kill his quest targets faster. And the GMs were like, yep, this guy is sus. Get him out of here. So, yeah. The early days of AION2, people will never know. Accidentally did 500 corridors by mistake. I did 2! You know what? I didn't even do 2. You know why? Because I did 1, and then I entered the second one, and the server crashed. And I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. And then I got banned. $200? Oh god fucking damn it, dude. I did 2 million corridors. 1 billion corridors. That's a ruinous blow. Alright. I got banned for 7 days by using auto-clicker on my tablet. I was using auto-clicker to farm pet souls. Damn. I know someone that got banned permanently for farming pets with a bot. Then remove the English language while playing 1 day. It's not gone, it's just bugged if you try to turn it on in the game. Someone said that it's... if you turn it on from purple, it's it works now. The stash place you can buy for Kuna, does it stack on top of the basic Kina bot one? Yes. They're both like their own pool, basically. Like, essentially, as far as I know, the Kuna one is unlimited, the Kina one is like finite. It's been an hour. Why are we not level 22 yet? I'm taking my sweet old fucking time. I'm reading chat, in fact. Why do people dislike Idios wanna toxic stuff as well? No, it's not toxic, it's just like good old faction wars. He's learning chat. Yeah, surely. Actually, I need to set up overhead slam before right mouse button. Let me do that. Now, no one has dislodged this this baguette guy from the chat flag. That's crazy. I just wait. I mean, nah, I'm gonna keep this one manual because like this one actually bounds you in place. Yeah, probably the best. Yeah, the extra buff is level 12, so I guess I'll be able to put that as well. As most these days are still thinking they are the underdog race. There's no one person who got banned using auto clicker on his phone. You already got banned? Damn. I mean, deserved. Have to try Asmo. I mean, there's not much of a difference between the factions. Like, it's literally just the maps and the storyline, right? So, what is the best source of stigma shards early on? Abyss points. And Ryok, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Very cool. Right, like that's one of the reasons why early into Season 1 you kind of don't want to dunk your AP into PvP gear that is going to be functionally useless to your progression. You just want to get Stigma Shards, that's it. That's it. Because you're going to have very little AP, and all of it is going to be pretty precious. Because Stigmas do be locking a lot of good shit. How many Stigma Shards do you need in total? Yes. I'm probably gonna have to dress a list on that because I don't remember the exact number. I mean, it's also going to depend on like it's also going to depend on how many Stigmas we have. Oh wait, my map is not bound. Holy shit, dude. Menu. Why did they change the default keybind on that? That's insane. Hold on. I really need to get used to that. I just reached level 50 on Taiwan, saying that insane amount of possible abyss points make me rich, make me sick. Yeah, it's getting AP is not hard at all. Like AP is all about doing the uncapped sources regularly and not falling behind on them. Like doing your corridors, doing your Shugo games. during your supply deliveries. Like early on, that's going to be really important because they're actually going to account for like a pretty sizable amount. I mean, I guess whatever, just go for those without regards. Like they're going to like account for like a fairly sizable amount of your total AP. What are PvP rings and earrings? Should I invest in them? I would not invest into any PvP gear early on, because even for your long-term PvP progression, it's going to be harmful. Or you used up your 2 growth coins. You only get 1 if you're an active player. So I already used mine on my ranger. Do they allow early PvP, like try this rifting? Yes, they do, but the rifting maps have PvP flag, so PvP is opt-in on those maps. What to do with Abyss Point early then? Sigma shards. That's pretty much it. Like, you're gonna be able to buy like 10 stigma shards from your weekly allowance, plus another 10 from just doing your uncapped content in season 1. PvP mana stones? Nah. Early on, no one is gonna give a shit about these because you don't want to waste PvP mana stones on Decanus. And like, even if someone wants to juice PvP early on, just let them. They're going to like fall behind eventually if they do that. Summer skins with the global release? I mean, it's gonna be October. I don't think. I think it's Jova. What server are you playing? I'm on Nemon right now. How many stigma shards is needed to raise a stigma skill? It's like, it keeps doubling with every 5 levels, right? So it's 5, then 10, then 20, and then finally 40. To reach level 20. We're not gonna get level 25 with Global. I think it follows thorough. But like, anyways, really early on, you're not going to focus on your level 20s right away, right? Like, a lot of skills are going to be about the level 15s early on. I mean, depending on the class, right? But yeah. On a lot of classes, it's going to be kind of essential, actually. We're going to miss Halloween too. Well, Halloween I could see, maybe. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a bit tight. Oh yeah, speaking of, by the way, chat, I had an idea on the topic of like events. I think I'm going to add a channel point redeem to change the avatar's helmet for event stuff. Like, basically, you're gonna have an event redeem that's gonna be seasonal. Like for summertime, it's gonna be sunglasses. For Christmas, it's gonna be Santa hats, stuff like that, right? What do we think about that idea? It's gonna be even more work for me. Hey, yippee! Forget whole helmet, brother. I like it. All right. Then time for the PvP video show then. I don't know about this one. But just have a seasonal redeem, and the seasonal redeem depends on the month. Just do the baseline ones. Maybe add more for like more contextual stuff. Like maybe I'll have a Halloween one or something. I don't know. We'll see. Bring some stuff for other streamers than the just groans. Nah. I'm good. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it does. Okay. The gold armor shit I made as tacky as possible to be almost like unpleasant to look at, and I made it really expensive, and I gave it a fucking 15-minute cooldown, and somehow you guys have it redeemed for like 80% of streams. So I'm past that point, you know? But hey, the only thing that matters is that you guys are having fun with it. That's the whole reason why I'm making all of those, like, channel point redeems and interactions and stuff. Speaking of, you have a new faction to pick from to capture chat. Finally the monolith. Finally. Your global class will be Templar? Most likely, yeah. Can I just think now? Okay, I have to finish. I am leaning towards Templar, yes. I guess I have to finish this actually. And yeah, like when it comes to the redeem stuff, like if you guys have any ideas or any stupid shit you want me to do, like just drop it in the suggestion box. I can do anything. Well, not everything. No one in chat mentioned that. I know exactly what you're gonna ask for, and this one is not happening. At least not unless someone pays some real good money for that. Title. Alright. This one. And this one. Oh man. Yeah. Y'all ain't slick, alright? What's wrong with the voice changer? Yeah, that's not quite what I had in mind. We should not buy a single entry-level Abyss gear and dump everything into Stigma Shards? Yep, that's gonna be the early progression right there. Because even on the PvP progression side, what's gonna matter is going to be your performance in sieges and world bosses early on to be able to jump straight to the late-stage PvP equipment, right? And in order to get more medals from siege and world bosses, you're gonna need to have good PvE equipment to rank well within the DPS ranks for those, right? So on the mid to long term, you just want to be settled on the PvE side ASAP, even for PvP. Like, the thing is, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. Let's say you full commit to PvP, week 1, week 2, week 3, right? You will everything to juice every level of enhancement, like to get all of the 5%, right? You dump all of your AP into the Canis gear, right? You do all of that. And then you go to the Abyss. And then there's only fucking trainees there. And you kill someone and it gives you 300 AP. And now you're fucked on your PvE progression. You're not getting shit for AP. And you're gaining AP that is irrelevant to progression because the AP that you get from killing people is this AP, right? Which you can catch up on at any point. There's no cap, there's no nothing. You can catch up on any point, right? So yeah, maybe you're gonna be able to farm people like a bit easier. Character progression was, you're fucking yourself in the ass long term. Swipe for PvP catch up? Ah, yes. Okay. This spec, that's for sure. We're starting to get the good shit here. Might. PvE damage boost. Perfect. Yeah. Noted. Getting fucked. Yeah. And like, either way, the thing that you really need to understand, like, if you don't know how this game works and so on and so forth, you need to understand that PvP in this game is irrelevant. It gives you no character progression whatsoever, right? And it fundamentally is just a side thing that you do once you're done with your PvE activities. It's not particularly competitive. It's not particularly relevant. And the only piece of PvP content that currently gives you shit is equalized. Because it's the equalized PvP battlegrounds. Everything else is completely irrelevant. So yeah, just ignore PvP for most of Season 1. Just don't give a shit about it. And you'll thank me later. It's like, being on your A game on PvE is going to mean more medals for PvP. It's going to mean easy, like being able to access the raid on A1, to farm your Ludra stuff early on, your corroded stuff early on, right? Like this is the shit that actually matters right there. Invest in PvP gears early on, yeah. And take it from me, the guy that invested in PvP early on fucking Taiwan. I did that. I'm the dipshit that did that. And you know what happened? It fucked me in the midterm. So yeah. And you know what it got me? Nothing. Me too, yep. Most of us did. We came from AION2, we were like, yep, going to PvP, yep. About metal boxes, keep until later. Global is not gonna have metal boxes. Early season 2 was fun for you, yeah. If you guys were on my stream early into season 2, early season 2 was just me being like, shit, fuck, I don't have a PvE set. Yep, that was pretty much me like all of the early season 2. Like realizing my early mistake and paying the price for it. Even have PvE gear until I said, haha, no PvP again, PvE for you? Yeah, I mean, same, right? Hello said. And look, at the end of the day, like, this is the type of stuff I'm going to be covering in the early progression guide. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, but move PvP. Don't worry about it. Even in PvE gear, you're gonna be able to have some fun in PvP, and you're gonna be able to keep up with the metal grinding, which is the only thing that matters early into the game. Oh, but I'm not gonna be able to kill the top 1% that will dump everything PvP. Okay. Who gives a shit? Death in this game is irrelevant. You don't lose anything. And the maps are incredibly small, so you're not even like, you know, you're not even like losing time. So let's say if you're grinding in the abyss for some reason, right? Like, you're not losing out on anything. This one. And this one. Damn, I have so many fucking points. I can max out everything actually. Oh, I'll do this one too. You're playing a new ult and especially a glad at this point in time. I'm making a gladiator and a sorg because these are the two classes I haven't made on my main server yet, and I'm doing this to be able to make my surface level class introduction guide, to be able to get my own footage. Also, I'm gonna need a shitty character to go back into Dropner Cave and Crow Cave to get some footage to make the guides for those. And thanks for a master. Bruh. But I tend to forget that fight time is a rough resource at the beginning. Arcanas, yeah. 1 million AP cap you showed. I thought it was weekly or monthly cap. So as SVR, the AP cap basically it keeps going up every week. So it's not so much a cap as it is like your allowance goes up on the AP that you can farm, right? And you can catch up at any point on this. That 20 million is the allowance since the beginning of the game 8 months ago. PvP can be cooked if you're comfy, yeah. Like, PvP gear is something that you do as a side progression once you are comfortable with your PvE set. Just as an extra thing to do, right? But PvE is the highest priority. After all the changes, yeah, the AP cap went back and forth, but right now that's how it is. Okay. I think so for Veiled. Is it worth buying keys? I've in this pack with 30 keys in it. Keys are nice, they're not like anything special. It just gives you like a bit of pet souls, like some redstones. Maybe you'll get a skin if you get lucky. That's about it. If you don't farm your weekly cap, you miss out or something like that. Yeah. Very early on, that's how it was, yes. But after that, they added a visual representation of your AP cap, and now it just keeps building on top of it. There's no FOMO. Like, this game doesn't really forces you to farm anything, to be honest. Like, at this point, the only thing that has a hard, like, reroll reset is duties, which, I mean, who gives a shit about duties, honestly? Okay, more skins and fuse to increase percent bonus. You're gonna be doing this with ults, AKO. Like, that's the whole point of setting up ults. So this way you can farm AP on your ults and then use that AP to get your closet progression going. Do you have any cleric leveling guides? Like what skills to level up, diving into prioritize for leveling and macro? I'm gonna have some surface level stuff coming for global. Yes. I'm not gonna have like in-depth guides because the thing is, classes in this game keep fucking changing in terms of like what you go for, so on and so forth at endgame. So I just prefer to make like surface level stuff, like the PvE. Okay, I mean surface level stuff, like all encompassing guides, like the PvE guide that I just made, and I'm just going to make surface level stuff on for the rest of the classes. What is important to do at level 45? I mean, all of the endgame stuff, right? Like your dungeon grind, your ascension trials. If you care about PvP, all of your world bosses, your raids. That takes over for a flash key. No more pet souls in kills right now. They give you a bunch of soul, like the rainbow soul crystals. Well. I did a drop-down conquest on ult for the statue without opening any chests in the dungeon on my main accidentally without opening chests, and no all my accounts is dungeon locked until the weekly reset. Every character on the weekly server translocked. Yeah, if you empty, okay, I can check it. If you empty out the 10 unclaimed chest thing, it doesn't let you enter anymore. Yeah, that is the caveat. But the energy rolls over, so as long as you don't overcap, you're gonna be fine, I guess. And the reset is like in 2 days, so... Is there any difference between Ilios and Asmo? Just the maps and the storyline, that's it. I'm not doing any world boss stuff. Yeah, I mean... That's not part of your endgame loop. Easy as, right? Alright, I should probably enhance this actually. Hold on. I'll be remaking my complete systems and content overview video. Like, it's still relevant, it's not just completely up to date, so I'm gonna make an up to date now, like up to date version, probably like early next month. It's probably gonna be like one of those videos I'm gonna have to remake every now and again just to, you know, keep up with all of the changes. The banners put you in combat for some fucking reason. It's crazy that they still haven't changed that. It is weird, I don't feel like playing any game until Global comes out. I just don't enjoy anything right now. I mean... There's still like over a month and a half, right? So... It's up to you at the end of the day. Like, I get the feeling, but you've got plenty of time to be enjoying other stuff as well. Did you play Lost Ark, and how would you compare to AION2? I have not played Lost Ark, no. I was busy with other stuff at the time. Would it be easy to join a party as a gladiator later on when other people have good gear and probably only look for DPS? Gladiator is like a top tier class, so yes. Ultimately, every class can fit into any group and is never going to be a burden. In the current state of balance, that is. For the PvE League, because I'm playing LoL. Damn. League of Legends is crazy. Now that's desperation. I'm assuming Glads nowadays, they just tap Runer's Blow for the buff, right? Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Lost Ark, so I'm not going to comment on it. Some people have said some stuff like this is conceptually a lot of the endgame loop is different. It's just a lot more approachable, like as a whole. But yeah, I'm not gonna be able to like properly comment on it on that, to be honest. Rune suggests for buff damage are worthless, relatively speaking. Yeah, so you probably just macro and tap it, I guess. I suppose. Some people are saying that punishment on Templar is the same, but I feel like punishment is like actually fairly decent damage looking at DPS numbers, but who knows. Is pet progression a war steroid? Yes. It is one of the systems that is shared across all characters, yeah. A screenshot of doing 1 million damage with bolt. I mean, yeah, but that was like on like a level 45 mob. But yeah. That hits so that if even, I see. I see. Opinion, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like a game like this, you can just pick it up on release. Regardless of what you do, it's gonna be fun, right? Because MMO release are always gonna be fun. And then once the honeymoon settles, then you can just ask yourself, okay, am I still having fun? Is this still worth pursuing, right? And then you can just go from there. It's honestly not that deep. I can tell you that the game is fun, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing it personally. But I can't tell you if it's going to be the right fit for you personally. What took me in Lost Ark was the combat. I hope AION will do it too. The combat in AION2 is incredibly simple. Like, it's meant to be plug and play and really approachable. So if you're looking for like deep combat, AION2 is not going to be the same. Is this game really unplayable without a sub? I wouldn't say it's unplayable. I would never recommend like playing this game without a sub though. Like, this is very much a sub-based game. If you're going to be putting any amount of time in this game, just get the sub. It's cheap and you're going to have a much better time. Do you recommend any specific class for ults, like one class that duty trolls? I mean, as I said earlier, the only thing with old class picking is like, if you're going to be running dungeons on an ult and you don't want to bother with investing anything into your ult, and you just want to get into groups easier, a support is going to be better because people are going to be a bit less regarding on your equipment as a support. I was Cleric, I'm considering playing on launch, but a bit concerned about taking longer farming solo stuff. Cleric has no problem farming solo stuff. Like, the only problem Cleric has right now is solo PvP specifically. It's not the best at that right now. But for everything else, Cleric is great. MMO without fun is only fun for the first 2 months. I mean, I don't know. Like, I've been playing on Taiwan mostly alone for 8 months. And honestly, I haven't been hooked by a game like this much in a very long time. The sub on the marketplace, but does the sub give you anything else? It gives you more dungeon energy, so you get to run more dungeons. It allows you to open 2 chests in dungeons instead of 1, which for regular dungeon, it just means that you're gonna have to do less runs to open the chests. But for raids specifically, not having the sub means you're gonna have twice as less, because you can only open 1 box per week, and having the sub is going to allow you to open 2. And there's other perks as well, like more sugar keys. Like you basically just get more of everything with the sub, as well as player trade and everything. Like more abyss time. You're streaming, bro, you have people to tag to, so it doesn't count. I mean, I wasn't streaming for the first 2 months of the game, to be fair. But I get your point. But yeah. Cleric versus General. Both are good. They do slightly different things, but both are ultimately fall within the healer archetype, right? It's just that one is melee, one is range. One leans more to the DPS side, one leans more to the support side. I'm hyping this game so much and it's 2 months away. Feels like forever. Yeah. I mean, hey, we've been waiting for this for a very long time. Like, especially AION2 players. Like, I played AION2 for 15 years. I've been waiting for this game for a very long time, so, you know. What's 2 more months, you know? This waste of time, that makes marketplace down the lane. Yeah. The sub is very worth it. It just saves you time, you get more shit everywhere, right? You get player trade. It's just, yeah, just grab the sub. If you're gonna be playing this game, just grab the sub. That is my honest to God recommendation. Like, honestly, don't get it twisted. Like, this game is very much a sub-based game. The free-to-play aspect is more so a very generous free trial. But like season 1, you're gonna be able to mostly be able to keep up without the sub. It's gonna be a lot less enjoyable. But as the season go on, it's gonna be harder and harder to keep up without the sub. But so far, I wish I wouldn't just cucked without the sub on AION2. I mean, it's $15, but like it's pretty run of the mill, right? It's run of the mill for MMOs. At least the one thing that I can guarantee you as well, as someone that has done exactly that on Taiwan, is you will never need to spend any money beyond the sub. Like, if you pay for the sub and you just play the video game, you just go through your motions every week, right? You're gonna be able to do all of the content on day 1 without any gatekeeping or any difficulty, or without falling behind or feeling forced to swipe. That is never gonna happen. That I can guarantee you. Because again, I'm a living proof of that. Only paid for the sub in Taiwan, no battle pass, no extra swiping. Was always able to do raids on day 1. Have a very reasonable PvP set, even though I haven't been taking care of it. And I've been missing every fucking world boss. And even though I've fallen every single pitfall. Like, every mistake you could make in this game, I've made them. Right? So, yeah. That I played AION so much, how did you expect the game to be, as in different from what we expected? Honestly, I was expecting AION2 to be something like that, because the AION1 was a sandbox PvP game, and the way AION1 was designed was never going to work out for the modern audience, right? So AION2 was always going to be more PvE leaning. It was always going to be more reasonable with the way the PvP is set up. It was always going to be just an overall better built game for the general audience. And honestly, for what it's worth, I love the game. I genuinely love the game. And the more I play it, the more I learn about it, the more I like it. Like, fundamentally, the thing with AION2 is that the game focuses on being fun. Like, that's the thing. It's not particularly competitive. It's not particularly sweaty. It just focuses on being fun. Progression is fun. Everything gives you a ton of progression for your character. Everything feels satisfying to do. The PvE is good. It's competent. It keeps evolving. Like, yeah. Like, is this game perfect? No. But is any game? Right? And honestly, for what it's worth, as the game has been getting updated over time, it has only been getting better, and the stuff that we have in the pipeline honestly looks great. So yeah, like, for me, this is honestly as good as it was gonna get for this game. And the female are hot. Alright, calm down. Want to play? I love it too. I'm an MMO lover. Yeah. At the end of the day, and I was saying this earlier, right? At the end of the day, if you've been seeing content, like from Western content creators in this game, I can tell you something. As someone who, you know, is just a player that has been getting into the content creation space, because, again, there has been nothing but bad vibes around this game on the Western side, and I felt like someone had to do something about that, to publish proper content about this game, like actual guides and informative stuff, right? As someone who's been around the block and that has paid attention to stuff happening, I can tell you that the people making content about this game don't fucking play this game. And the thing that's happening with this game is the overall general echo chamber public wants to dislike the game because it's Korean, because it has monetization, so on and so forth. And the slop content creator that have no talent, that don't actually like the genre, that are just doing this because they have nothing else going on in their life, they just cover the game in a bad light because that's the current vibe, and that's the thing that's going to get easy clicks because it's going to resonate with people that want to hate the game. But when you actually understand the game, it's very easy to deconstruct everything that these people are saying, right? Which is why, broadly speaking, just ignore these people. Like, just ignore these people, because as soon as you start to check for credentials with these people, like, have they actually played the game? Where have they gotten to the game? What understanding do they have about the game? It all begins to crumble. Because fact of the matter is, most of them did not make it past the tutorial. Like, there's a guy that has been making an AION video like every week. This guy made it to level 15 on the Taiwanese release and then quit. And that's his extent of the knowledge on this game. And he's been making videos weekly about it. Complete with the AI generated slop thumbnails. Yep. Animo? I don't know who that is. At the end of the day, all of these people look alike. Okay, but you are only level 20. True. I think I'm in out right now, so we'll be playing AION2 for a while. Maybe probably very fun for me, yeah. And look, at the end of the day, I'm not a shield for this game either. I don't think this game is going to be quite for everyone either. And at the end of the day, there is a lot that is reliant on NCSoft not fucking up management, right? Like, they could be doing a terrible job, and then people are going to hate the game, even though people who have played the game long term, we know that a gem is coming on the long term. But some people maybe will quit early because NCA is going to fuck up. I don't know. I can only tell you what I know and what I've played. Are potential stones bugged? Have the stones that I don't have it when I want to upgrade. They need to be in your inventory rules. Like, not in your warehouse. Right. People who will leave early will leave regardless. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, just to give some credit to people, I do think that depending on how they do management, there is some stuff that will irk people early on if they don't manage it properly, right? And I won't necessarily be able to blame people. Like, if they release Horn Dragon equipment, like, available from week 1, based on what we know, based on, like, the fact that people already know what to do and so on and so forth, it's going to fuck with the player progression on the early game pretty heavily, right? So for people who don't know about the game, that might give them the ick. That's one example, right? And that would be fair. Which is why I've been, you know, giving a lot of feedback to NCSoft about trying not to make those mistakes. But at the end of the day, are they going to do it? I don't know. I don't work at NCSoft. Equalize Siege will fix AION2. Yes. I do also think that some people may go into the game with the wrong idea. Like, if you expect this game to be a PvP game, for example, you're going to be disappointed. If you're expecting this game to have very deep combat, you're going to be disappointed. Again, this game is a theme park modern PvE MMO. It has simple combat, and all of the content is plug and play, right? These are the expectations you need to go for. You need to kind of rewire your brain Just focus on having fun with like progressing your character and playing the content. Yeah. I mean, GTA 6, okay. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Venn diagram between people who give a shit about GTA 6 and people who play KMMO is not as big as you guys think. Not everyone gives a shit about GTA 6. And at the end of the day, even the people that do, a lot of them are just going to play the game, play through the campaign, and just drop the game. The people who just keep playing those like really long term are like, you know, not the majority, right? So I think people grossly overestimate how, like, people are like, GTA 6 is going to destroy the gaming space. Like, no, dude, it's just going to be another game release. It's going to keep people's attention for like a week or two, and then it's going to be gone like a fart in the wind. And then it's going to be full within the niche of like the people who do like, you know, GTA 5 RP and stuff like that, right? I don't give a fuck about GTA 6. Yeah, I mean, again, the Venn diagram between the people who play KMMO and people who give a shit about GTA 6 is not that big. That's a McDonald's, yeah. Need more PvE content for sure. Yeah, that is one thing that I will say is I do hope we get some more raiding content, especially in AION2. Because right now we only have Sanctuary, right? And for what it's worth, it's good, but I just wish we had more. And thanks for deprived. Right, but yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's gonna be its niche, right? And at the end of the day, that is the other thing, by the way. I was saying this earlier, but when it comes to MMO population, people expect MMOs to have like millions, tens of millions of players, and they will call anything that doesn't have that a dead game. But fact of the matter is, nowadays, if your MMO has like a couple hundred Ks early on and stabilizes with a couple of like tens of Ks, like if your MMO stabilizes around 50k after a year, that's good. And I don't expect AION2 to be getting any more, to be honest. Watching your YouTube videos really informative. I'm glad they are to your liking. I'm gonna be making more. And thanks for the follow, CTX. $1.5 million concurrent play. Oh, we riot. Yeah, surely. And by the way, like, what I said wasn't meant to start a war about GTA. I honestly don't give too much of a shit. I'm just saying that in the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna matter. Even if that game or this game releases, like, it's not gonna kill any game. Do you have a video on best ult classes to do, and is Ranger a good one? David, I have a video that covers like ults in general. No, I don't think I went over like task choice. I did cover that. Yeah, I did cover that. Hello Ziff. Lost Ark had 1.2 million people, so people will compare that. Yeah, but the thing is, Lost Ark released it was the perfect storm. Lost Ark released during COVID, right? Lost Ark released when World of Warcraft was like shitting itself. Like, everyone was desperate to be playing something. And Lost Ark released before people were wary of Korean MMOs, right? And ultimately, Lost Ark stabilized to just have a normal population. So... Lost Ark was a unicorn? Yeah, exactly. It was the exception that, like, proves the rule, right? I mean, same thing with 14, right? 14 was in the decline in 3.x, right? In 4.x, it maintained a decent player base, and then in Shadowbringers, whoops, World of Warcraft shit the bed. And that pretty much skyrocketed 14, right? Like, MMO population on like the long term is mostly all about luck. It's not even about how good your game is. It is also about how good your game is, but it is very much about luck too. Oh yeah, Ascension Gauge, alright. Better than TNL, worse than Lost Ark. Yeah, and that's fine. Like, AION2 is probably gonna have like a couple hundred of thousands on release, and it's going to eventually stabilize to be around 50k, and that's more than enough. And you as a player should not give a shit beyond that, because as long as you have like AION2 as a game doesn't necessitate to have a ton of people on your server, like the way it's built, right? So as long as it has like a healthy, dedicated player base that is like even 10k, you'll be fine. Otherwise, just focus on having fun. Now a player you can raid, yeah. ESO still around? Yeah, plenty of good MMOs still around. Brother, I still play Final Fantasy 11 to this day. This fucking game is older than WoW. And still has like 50k active. Most people don't even know it fucking exists. How's gatekeeping for raid? In terms of like the actual game requirements, it's very easy to get into raid as long as you just play the game, right? Now, in terms of the player gatekeeping, pogs are always stupid in any game, right? So, you know. But I would recommend just having a pre-made for raids in general. Just skip the headache. Game drops like 60% player base, for them the game is dead, even though it's not. Yeah, I mean... those people, Ziff, are professional, like... professional miserable people. Like, doesn't matter. Like, oh my god, the genre is dead, the player base dropped, oh my god, everything is bad. Okay. Just play the game, and if you're having fun, keep playing the game, right? Like, it, you know? That's like members to play on with me, I'm chilling, yeah. And ultimately, the game is very much built for that. The game is very much, it's plug and play, chill, you can jump in, it doesn't make you log in daily, right? Progression is simple and satisfying. So just don't fucking stress about it. Final Fantasy 11 does look cool. Final Fantasy 11 is genuinely what a lot of people nowadays are like, God, I wish there was an MMO with this and this and this and this, and they're literally talking about Final Fantasy 11. But these people will never fucking play it, because at the end of the day, none of the people bitching about the state of MMOs actually want to fucking play MMOs. They just want to bitch about things. That's just the honest to God fact. Play Cleric for a while now. I must say, I might change my main from China to Cleric. I mean, Cleric is fun. Cleric is fun. The only thing about Cleric that kind of sucks is solo PvP. Yes, but Final Fantasy 11 is old. It's 3 games behind 14. Yes. I'm already a PvP player, then you're gonna have a great time in AION2. Because the game is primarily PvE. AION was the ultimate gatekeep? Yeah. And it's crazy that they're still fucking using it to this day. But hey. Leave it to Square Enix to not invest any money into a project that is still getting them millions every month to this day. I played 16, does it count? No. Not quite the same game. Yeah, Square Enix is the company of all time. But you can't really have an argument about this because, again, people are just like too busy gawking Yoshi P's cock. So you can't really have a proper discussion about that. But you know what? That's fair enough. I'm still able to enjoy Final Fantasy 11. So at least there's that. They didn't sunset it, at least. With the graphics, they could be way more popular. I mean, had they given it the proper love that it deserves, right? In general, but that is another discussion. To be fair, give me that. What's the... Okay, that's 5 seconds, I guess. I get this and then those 2 buffs. Pretty much. At Arikos, I'm doing alright. I'm a bit tired because I woke up at fucking 7 to do shit. And I was literally up going around all day, but here I am now. $7 PM? Same. Ah, yes. Hey Jack, thanks for the prime. Very cool. I enjoy the emotes. I don't know if almost people have the patience for all MMOs anymore. Most people don't. Because, and look, at the end of the day, the reason why modern MMOs are the way they are, where the combat is simple to grasp and plug and play. Leveling is fast. It gives you quick satisfaction, right? Like, questing is fast. Everything is like immediate. You don't have to walk anywhere. You have teleportations everywhere. People keep complaining like, "Oh my god, it's getting streamlined. Oh my god, mobile game. Oh my god." But bro, if they don't do that, people literally don't fucking play the game because they lose patience. You know what I mean? Oh my god, the combat is too difficult. Oh my god, you need to build a character. Oh my god, yeah. And then they don't play the game. We've seen it times and times again. When AION2 was released, all those players in 40 sieges, my PC could not handle that at all. Ah, yes. Okay, AION2 had the shift at 12 at least, right? T minus 51 days. Yeah. I just saw your tier list since we'll do another one for global launch. I'm gonna be making a class introduction guide that will go over all of the classes' strength and everything, but I'm not going to make a tier list anymore now. Because people just get the wrong idea from these. And my goal is not to, like, you know, spread misinformation on the internet. Because people don't want to listen to me and just look at the list. I meant to do great MMORPG, don't have the patience for that game anymore. Yeah. I mean, that's the case for everyone. I mean, me personally, I do like to be getting my fix. I mean, the way I enjoy MMOs is I have a pool of MMOs, right? That I jump, like, basically I jump on them, I get my fix for a couple of months, and then once I've done what I wanted to do on them, I just go to the next MMO that I have in my rotation, right? I have like 3-4 MMOs that I jump in between, right? And that works out well for me. And then every now and again, there's a new MMO that comes in, I try it out, and if it's good, I add it to my rotation. What is your opinion on pay to win in AION2? Irrelevant. Does it exist? Yes, undoubtedly. The game undoubtedly has pay to win in it. It's completely irrelevant if you actually play the game. You will never be gate-kept or unable to do content. Like, the game will never force your hand to swipe to be able to do shit. It's honestly more so he has like a catch-up thing. In my opinion. Just take it from the guy that has only been paying for the stuff for 8 months and then that has actually been clearing content. Unlike the people like complaining about pay to win. It's funny, right? I've just been playing the game. I just pay for the sub, you know? No battle pass, no swiping, no nothing. I've just been doing the raids right on release. I've been enjoying PvP. I've been doing absolutely everything in the game. Actually, I come to learn the game and everything. I don't even try out the game particularly, right? And I'm not the one making video complaining about pay to win. But the people who have not played the game are the one doing it. Really makes you think. FF11 and FF14 combined will be a WoW challenger. It is crazy to me how they don't have a combined sub yet. Especially with... Because like 14 is... The way 14 is set up is like you get 3 days worth of content like every fucking 6 months. Having a game like Final Fantasy 11 that actually has like grind that is endless. Like offering that to your player base in between content releases would be genius. But Square Enix is just like... They don't understand how to make money. it's crazy. Not that bad. Every single online game in existence is pay to win. The only thing that you should matter is not whether pay to win exists, because that is inevitable. Every single online game will be pay to win. No, WoW is not pay to win. It is. Shut the fuck up. Don't even type in chat. We don't need to have this discussion again. We don't even need to go there. I'm not even targeting your game. I'm just saying that's just a general rule, right? What I'm saying is that the only thing that matters is whether the game coerces you into swiping to be able to do content, right? Are the systems built in a shady way that forces you to swipe to progress in them? Are the raids tailored for like an item level or a progression point where you are forced to swipe to mathematically keep up, right? This is the shit that matters. This is the shit that actually matters when it comes to the pay to win talk in any game, right? And the thing is, AION2 is not like this. And again, I am living proof of that. For the rest, it's going to be you and your hubris. Do you give a shit about people being able to swipe for power? To clear a dungeon 3 seconds faster? Because you can't do that in this game. If your ego cannot manage this, then this game is not made for you. Otherwise, welcome aboard. Have fun. Final pay to win. Okay, everything was happening here. Yeah, exactly. Now, is the game pay to win? Undoubtedly. You can swipe for power. That is just a fact. You can do that in every MMO, in fact. And AION2 is no exception. No denying that. You can swipe for enhancement. You can swipe for crafted gear, right? There's a bunch of stuff that you can't swipe for. There's a bunch of systems that are impossible to swipe for. But that is a fact. Do you have to do that to be able to do content? No. Does doing it will give you an edge on content? Not even. Like when it comes to PvE? No. In PvP, maybe, especially early on, because your resources will be a bit stretched early on. So keeping up on both your PvE and PvP gear will be tougher early on. But again, as I said earlier, AION2 is a PvE game. There is no progression to PvP. PvP is just here for fun. There's no progression, no rewards, no nothing. You just do it for fun. That's it. And it's not particularly competitive, so yeah. What resolution do you play on? I mean, I'm playing on 1080, if that's what you mean. And thanks for the follow, NoxAV. I was like 30 minutes behind. Misclicked on the bar. That's crazy. What can I swipe for in 14 or Guild Wars 2? I mean, do you really want an answer for that? I can provide you with an answer. I don't know if you're going to like it. But I can. Do I get more MILFs if I swipe? Debatable. Even as a bare minimum spender, I never care about big to win as long as I get like a... Yeah, and you will never be. That's true, yeah. Like, again, we can argue pedantics all we want, right? At the end of the day, it is what it is. And the only thing that matters is exactly what I said. Now, if you disagree with that, and you are upset with people being able to swipe to get anything in-game, I've got some bad news for you. I've been playing MMOs for 20 years, and as far as I can remember, including MMOs that were probably created before you were even born for some of you, people were swiping for power. Whether legally or illegally, they were, and the end result is the exact same, right? People get stuck on currency conversion being a thing in games, when realistically it doesn't change anything. The only difference that it makes is that people who want to swipe will be paying the game company instead to finance content, instead of paying a random Chinese guy, right? Again, the only thing that matters is the developers not designing the content around the swiping, right? That is the actual difference. But currency conversion in itself is a net positive for the game, as long as they don't do that. Because number one, the company gets money. Number two, it usually gives routes for people who don't want to spend anything to get currency to either get the sub, the battle passes, skins, without paying, right? So technically speaking, it's actually just a net positive, as long as the game company doesn't fucking abuse it. And thanks for the follow, Cancra. Now that being said, this is not me saying that you should trust NC Stop with your fucking life, because NCSoft has been there before. They've made good MMOs, and then they were like, you know what? I want to do some cringe shit right now. And then they start doing the really shitty pay-to-win stuff, right? So be on lookout. But all I can tell you is that in the current state of the game, and for the last 8 months, it hasn't been like this. So yeah. Understand there's layers you have to go through. Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, people who don't understand the game, they always talk about the PvP when they talk about pay to win. When swiping in this game in PvP doesn't really get you much, because all of the PvP gear is locked behind stuff that you have to farm. Like, the majority of the swiping in this game is actually in PvE. It's like catch up in PvE for crafted gear, basically. That's what the majority of it is. Buying tickets in instant competition? Yeah. And look, at the end of the day, to me, this game is just fucking pay to lose, because the thing that is fun with this game is clearing content and progressing your character. If you're paying to skip that, what the fuck are you doing? Like, okay, you swiped to get your enhancement level faster. What do you do now? Because none of the content is actually going to use that power. Because the content is not tailored for maximum levels of gear, right? So... did they time get levels in this game in Taiwan? It depends on what you mean by time getting levels. Like, we originally had level 45, and we recently got the expansion for level 50. MSX saw the game. PvE gear with the biz gear. How bad is it, do you think, with PvE without PvE gear? Don't do that. Focus on PvE. Deadass. Straight up. Full on. Ignore PvP for all of Season 1. Even for PvP progression, it's going to be much better. I'm going to go over why in a video before global releases. Do not go for PvP equipment in Season 1. Do not do it. I did. It was a mistake. Do not do the same mistake as me. It's a bad idea. Thursday max level is 20? No. Taiwan did not have any of that. Not to be fair, I do think they should have some... time release on content. Like, I do think ideally they should wait to release the raid and stuff like that, but so far they haven't mentioned anything about that. So yeah, this one, right? I guess I'm just going to put this in the rotation, actually. Yeah. Put this here, and I mean, actually, I guess I can just do that. Yeah. This one is probably more important right now. Yeah. Alright. Mobile skill. HP. Upward strike. I'll do the life leech. It's gonna be... just make things brain dead. I'm good with that. Damage boost. The more I see Ranger and how chill it is, the more I want to play it. That's fair. Like, genuinely, Ranger, as brain dead as it is, it does make the brain chemicals go burr. Like, I can only admit it. Running on the same key. Yeah, I'm doing these on separate keys, yeah. Like overhead slam, I'm keeping separate because it locks me in place. I'm kind of not going to be using it during leveling. Can I completely ignore PvP if I don't like it? Yes. PvP is opt-in. Like on the regular maps, you have a PvP flag, so it's completely opt-in. And the Abyss, you only have to go in if you give a shit about it. Now, that being said, even as a purely PvE player, are there benefits to going in the Abyss? Yes, there are. Like during corridors and during sieges are going to get you AP, to buy more stigmas, and to get PvP milestones to sell to other players, right? But if you really don't want to engage with it, you don't have to. Oh, Marking Blade? Yeah, because you... oh, you said overhead slam, right? Oh, whoops. I thought you said you said Marking Blade. Is Rending Smash the RMB? Rending Blow? Why don't I want to stack this on top of each other? Is this the famous combo problem? Because I mean, that's just how I handle this key on like, yes, Ambi, okay. Do I just put it on the buff button instead then? Is that gonna be better for the macro? It's different on leveling. Honestly, I don't know anything about gladiator macros right now. Both are always available and it won't any animation cancel them. I see. I mean, I'm not gonna be able. Okay, I won't have overhead time reset on this character for a long time, so I guess it's fine for now. Are we overhead time? I mean, I can do it. That's fine. I have people complaining about bots ruining the economy. Is that a thing? Bots are definitely really prevalent. Like, bots and RMT in Taiwan in general are very prevalent. Now, how bad it's going to be on global depends on management. I do think they should be changing some systems, though, to be less bot friendly. Like, I think they need to adjust the gathering system, and I think they need to make the Kina obtained in the Abyss bound, personally. And also, like, make it so you don't get ranking points from killing mobs, but... You know, again, that is feedback I have already provided. So, you know, we'll see. I'm just saying, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I could just have it set up properly from the get-go. Like... I guess I should reverse overhead and random blow, because otherwise I'm going to be stuck in situations where I can't use it. But I guess it kind of doesn't matter. 45 in Taiwan, so I know the botting get worse in global. I would probably do the same. I mean, it's probably going to be 45 from the get-go. But I guess we'll see. I mean, either way, like, ideally they should just adjust the systems in general. Why Abyss mobs to get ranking points? Yeah. Again, that is part of the feedback I have given, so we'll see what they do. Again, they have shown they are willing to slightly adjust systems for global, so who knows, right? Surely they're not gonna fuck it up. Which is part of what I was saying earlier, in the sense that for people completely new to the game, going completely blind, if anti-stuff fucks up the management, people could get the wrong idea. Like, that's kind of what I meant, right? So we'll see. Access won't be an issue, probably. It will, because after 5 days, bots are going to be able to make characters on the early access servers, so... What if bound Kina and share from alt to main? Yeah, that's how it should be, in my opinion. Actually, gathering at 45, yeah. Going from a YouTube, I want to play this character on release. I'm trying to understand its kit. I've seen some things about not being able to overlap buff with Cleric. What do you mean with a Chenner? Specifically, Nox? Like, Cleric and Chenner have some buffs that do similar things that don't stack, so you can't stack those, but both of them also have buffs that are unique to each of them, basically. In the current state of Taiwan, both of them bring stuff to the group, so bringing both at the same time is completely fine. To get progression is basically to get 45, get random gear from dungeons, use that as stepping stone for character gear. It depends on how you want to go with progression, because you can skip a lot of steps on global to jump straight to the end game stuff, especially if you're playing your ult properly. Like, for me, that's what I'm going to be trying to do. Like, I'm going to get to 45, not do shit, run dungeons with my ult, and then Manius, thanks for the prime. Very cool. But yeah, like, just run dungeons on my ult, get Kina, get materials, make the crafted accessories for my main, and then trying to, like, you know, buy some blue dungeon gear or something to just, like, get some extra eye level and jump straight into stage 4 Transcendence to get gold cards. And then from there, go into Pyramid, get the weapon, and then I'm gonna have enough eye level to do Ludra from there, right? And in case I'm a bit short, I'll jump into stage 3 instead to get some blue cards. To that, use that as stepping stone to get into stage 4, get the gold cards, and then go from there. How annoying is content with a template versus without a template, in your opinion? I think you're always happy to have a template in your group. It definitely makes the early raid prog a lot easier because of the extra mitigation that you get. Like, your template is genuinely the go. Like, do you need one? No, but when you have one, you kind of love it. Mantras are chanter buffs that are basically just passively up, and that buff the group like within the range. Do we aim for 3,500 item level for Lura too much? No, that's way too much. Deadass, we're gonna be so power crept on global because of class KOL and early pets and so on and so forth. We're gonna be able to get to 2,700 and just clear Lura. I'm telling you right now. You won't be playing on Taiwan when global comes out. How does it feel to play with less ping? Start the game with basically 0. I'm impatient for it. Taiwan is a waiting room for me. I haven't been tryharding Taiwan at all. I'm just keeping up on the baseline level to be able to do all of the content, to be able to make guides, to be able to relay information. I'm not sweating my dick on Taiwan, right? I'm waiting for global to do that. I'm gonna be entering full degen mode. I'm gonna be doing marathons, 24-hour stream. I'm actually gonna be doing PvP. Like, yeah, I'm actually gonna be doing this shit on global. Right now, I'm being chilling, right? So I'm just waiting impatiently for global, and I genuinely do not mind starting over. Calculation, Stigma Shards, 25k, can I 25? Would be that impactful compared to full Abyss gear? Yeah, but the other thing, SVRB, is that number one, some of the Abyss gear is genuinely going to be worse than your PvE gear because of raw stats. Number two, you're gonna have to invest on soul binds and enhancing on 2 sets of equipment if you do that, which is not going to get you anything, especially given how useless PvP is. And thanks for the follow, Red Run 6. Interesting name. I will go full degen on global as well. Yes. Join me. Make videos without playing the game, so what are you doing? Yeah. Clearly, right? Why am I playing the game to actually know what I'm talking about, to be making YouTube videos, when the rest of the content space on the western side is not doing that? They're just making content on the game without playing it. Looks like you're very hyper with the game. Yeah, it's a good fucking game. It really is, and it's only been getting better. Just wait for 3 accounts for my kingdom management. I mean, you can do whatever. Right? At the end of the day, the world is your oyster. Like, which is why when I'm going to be making my video for like early start, I'm just going to be explaining what I'm going for. I'm just going to be explaining this is what I'm doing, right? It's not going to be a step-by-step guide. It's just going to be this is what are my plans, right? Not been tryharding? Yeah, because I'm playing like 20 hours a week, which to me is not tryharding, especially not in a Korean game. Like, I'm low-key spending more time making content to the game than actually playing it. I'm missing every world boss, like... Yeah, it's just... whatever. When he does try hard? I mean... You should have seen me on AION2, just saying. Is that the... Okay, okay. Like, I was full free to play on AION2, and full 6 all time enough for me. Yeah. I mean, making a second account is a bit too much. I'm not going to be doing that. Technically speaking, you can if you want to be playing for multiple subs, but I'm not going to be doing that. Hours a week is not try hard? Yeah, exactly. Like 20 hours a week is basically like 2 hours a day with like a bit extra on the weekend, which that's pretty baseline for an MMO in general. Is the game going to suck for me for like PvP and ZVZ? Yes, yes, it will. This game is PvE primarily, and fundamentally speaking, all of your progression is behind PvE. PvP is just a side fun thing that you do when you're done with PvE, right? It's not your priority, it doesn't get you anything. You just kind of do it. It has its own self-contained like progression, but inherently the game is not PvP. And I would not play this game primarily for the PvP. That being said, what is there in terms of PvE and so on and so forth is great. And the game is fundamentally really fun to play, at least for me, so. Is it useful to have a second account just because I have a few ults on one account? Technically speaking, making a second account gives you like a bit more energy per character, but you're also paying for a second sub, so yeah. Why is the Asmo map so nice? I don't know. Taste is a thing. Random iron question, however, moment. How can I obtain the white dragon pet mount and once it comes out to NA? I mean, we don't know. It's probably going to be in the cash shop. It's a paid cosmetic, right? And since the black one is going to be in the oh my god, the early access packages. There you go. The white one is likely going to be in the cosmetic cash shop. Okay, fellow, 422 on the first day. I'll reach 44 on my main, only a second day. Is that a biggie? You're just going to lose out on like 2 nightmare tickets, which isn't that big of a deal. Oh, full cube, XD. Okay, you're gonna be 1 day behind on your nightmare progression, basically, like if you do that. Which, you know, if you care about min-maxing, it's important. Otherwise, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I would argue that the additional dungeon energy that you're gonna get from leveling your ult early on is probably gonna be like, it's probably gonna matter more. So, I mean, that's why I'm gonna be leveling my ults first, personally. Even if I miss 1 day of nightmare. Especially since, like, Nightmare is combat power, which you're not locked out of content with combat power. You're locked out of content with eye level early on, so just do both. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do, personally. But we'll see. What's the time to hit level 22 approx? If you speedrun, it's like an hour and a half. Around that, if you're being efficient about it. 2 hours with reading chat, yeah. 200 PV, PvP is just a side fun thing, yeah. Why level 22? You unlock your first dungeon at level 22, and you don't start building the dungeon energy until you're level 22. So if you want to make ults, and you intend on running dungeons on these old characters, early on you will want to get those ults to level 22. Before you start doing everything else. Yeah. We can get all the things early on, right? I think it's wave armor, right? It's wave armor and the block, right? You don't use the cleave in PV, do you? Actually, I kind of want to put that here instead. Yeah. We put that like... I mean, I guess I can just... I mean, I guess I kind of need to use this actually like this, sort of. It's kind of inconvenient. Do I have to make another line? I guess I can just do this. Oh, why not? We all plus block? Yeah, okay. Like to PV, put with ammo on the buff line. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can just put this separately. I'm just gonna have to make another line, is the thing, I guess. Yeah. That's whatever. That's whatevs. I mean, that does look right. Not focus block, this one, and then this, I guess. Bridging burst, overhead slam on the right click. You want to? I mean, I guess, yeah, to use them like successively. I guess that makes sense, yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, didn't you guys just say that you don't want to have a RMB and overhead slam on the same button because otherwise the combos like get fucky once you have the self reset? I can see doing this though, yeah. Doing this I can agree, but I think this is fine. Keep in mind, because I don't have like the self reset and stuff, like that macro is it's gonna be set up a bit in advance. Come to your stream every day and you're asked the same question 50 times a day. I mean, that's just live streaming, brother. If you're not ready to be answering the exact same questions 50 million times, then you probably shouldn't be live streaming. I mean, which is also why I'm making videos to cover the most asked questions, so this way I can just redirect people to those videos if it's too long-winded of an answer, right? Which level you need to spend the energy on ults on global? You will get them to level 45. Like, basically, once you get your ults to 45 and do the exploration content on them, they're gonna be 1600, which is gonna be enough to do background. But you're going to dump them, like, you're going to dump most of them into Dropner and Crowd Cave early on. Just to get some ruffled mines to make your accessories ASAP. And the wind up on fucking Ruinous Blow when you don't have any attack speed kind of sucks dick, dude. I'm gonna be honest. Global start video faster then? Well, the thing is, I don't want to make that type of video right now because I'm still waiting to get as much information from NCA as possible, as well as seeing how Taiwan and Korea adjust to the release of Global, because I don't want to be like, okay guys, you make ult to make the funny Ascension trial, and then all of a sudden they make Ascension trial like the same cooldown across the entire like server, you know. To play Asmo or Livius? Undecided. It's going to depend on like the people I play with, and I don't think even they know right now. So yeah, probably gonna be a last minute decision, baby. We also have to wait and see like who's going where in terms of the server, because we're going to be dodging anything that has to do with like content, like cringe content creators that are like, okay guys, we have one big family, let's bring 20,000 people on the server and kill it 2 weeks later when all of us quit. We want to avoid that. Well, Astordy, what do you think about doing level 3 mounts? I don't know what to think about it right now because they haven't gone into detail. Like, we don't know if we're gonna only get a limited amount of stats. We don't know how it's going to impact the genius insight. We just don't know, right? So I'm just waiting for details before having an opinion on it. We are watching you. All right. Avoid content creator server like death. Yep. Which is also why I'm not going to publicize which server I'm going to be playing on. You guys will never know. I'm going to turn off my screen. Once I select it, I'm not going to announce it. And yeah. And whatever you decide to do after I do that, that's on you. But my honest recommendation to you is just play with your friend group. Just pick a couple of lads and go on your server and don't give a shit about anyone else. You play on any EU? EU. I am French. Do I have to finish all side quests for goals and seal dungeons first or delay them? Just wait until you're 45 to do that. I told my friend we aren't going to the CC server, and that's the correct approach. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I told people before Taiwan and Korea released, do not follow the fucking community servers. Don't go there. Don't follow them. Don't go on the content creator server. You will regret it. They went anyways. And then they ended up with Bakama and Chromide. And where are they now? Man, my server sucks dick. Yeah, no shit. Most predictable outcome of all time. Fell for it again award. What CC server? Content creator servers. Watching stream and chatting with some friends. We don't have friends to play with. I mean, surely you've got a couple of fans. Even if you don't, it doesn't matter ultimately. It's very easy to be like a solo leaning player in this game. Okay. Do I have range? Oh, thank God. God bless the range, dude. Yeah, I'll lose scale speed on this, though. Eh. Oh, which one is better early on? Stagger's Gauge, that doesn't matter. Double Chance. Petition is 10. That's less cooldown. That's not gonna matter for now. I guess this one is gonna be bigger to begin with. You can say that you're French. Many French people who have a big accent when speaking English. Belgian here. Yeah. I worked years to get rid of the accent. So, you know. OSM first probably launch stance is whatever until 20. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing with overhead slam is it's not gonna matter too much until I can get overhead slam to 16 at least. Right? To have the self resets, which I'm not gonna be able to get that until I have Arcanas. Okay, to be fair, actually, next level I can pick up Arcanas, so hold that thought. I mean, I can just respec anyway, so right now I'm just gonna go for the 5% double, I guess. Yeah, exactly, Rolex. Don't say to have issues, so I'm taking 3 days off after. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're grabbing the early access, don't expect to be playing the full 5 days. Like, that's never gonna happen. The server is gonna have problems. There's gonna be emergency maintenances, right? So, like, you are paying for 5-day early access. At best, you're getting 3. All right. During maintenance, true. Are there even big EU content creators who will play AION2? They will have a big influence. I don't know, because the thing is, Aches, I just don't follow these people. I am very detached from this entire thing. I don't give a shit about the content creation space because, to be quite honest, I don't like it. So I don't fucking know. You guys tell me. DDoS attacks 100%. Yeah, there's gonna be the works, the usual stuff. I want to hear you speaking English with a French accent. You're gonna have to pay some really good money for that to happen. Promote the good word of our Lord and Savior. Hell yeah. Thanks for the follow, Imperator. Asmund will play for sure. I don't wish Asmund Gold on your server on my worst enemy. God guard your soul if you end up on the same server as this person. Godspeed. I can only pray. Alright. And thanks for the follow, Sacred War. I guess I could be rocking some actual fucking skins on this character. I need to get the fashion situation settled. Hold on. This is not acceptable. No, not the shop. Alright, sets. Alright, what can we rock for a gladiator? Let's see. Let's just give it a quick look. I mean, this one is a bit tacky. Yeah, that's a bit much. Bit too simple. Put out an option for $100 to spec with French baguette easy money on Twitch, brother. Do you think AION will be a successful global launch? What's your opinion? Yeah, every MMO is great on launch, and then I think the game will have some good retention. If you're expecting millions of players, you're deluding yourself, but the game will hold a couple of tens of thousands after a couple of years. I've seen a lot of different info, but do you need to have ults? Well, Danny, I have a video that covers everything that ults give you in this game. And I'm pretty sure that would answer your question better than me yapping for 5 minutes. So, if you haven't seen it yet, I do recommend. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Alright, let's see. I do like this one, actually. Sounds pretty good. I do have the full Zictal one, though, don't I? Ooh. Hell yeah, dude. You know what? I'm rocking this for the time being. Okay, also, do I have any Great Soul skins? Probably not, but... Oh, I do, actually. Ooh, look at that. What if I like you yapping? I mean, that's fair. Okay, the short answer is some of the horizontal progression stuff do requires ult, like realistically, because it's low investment, high rewards for those specific systems. Early into the game lifespan, running ults for dungeon is going to be big stonks. As the game keeps going on, it's going to be less and less stonks, and you're going to have to invest more and more into your ult to be able to do so. That's the short answer. Level 29? On this character? Yeah. As soon as I'm 30, I'm going to be picking the Arcana Pass. Zikil's looks nice. Yeah, Zikil's looks pretty good. Activate the show weapon option. True. Let me do that right now, actually. Hold on. What is it again? It's in something fucking weird, like fucking camera or something. Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Whole thing with miniature, yeah. It's insane that you're French with almost zero French accent when you speak English. Well done. Thank you. I try really hard. Some people still say I have a shitty accent though. Like every other day I get a comment on my YouTube that is like, I could not watch the video because your accent is legitimately like impossible to listen to. Like, I mean, all right. And usually my answer is, you know, there's subtitles, right? You know, you can just put subtitles, right? Like, you don't have to be mean on top of it. Fucked up. I wanted to do something else. I forget. Whatever. Actually speaking then, I don't even think they're specifically talking about a French accent. I just think they don't like my accent, like, period. You know what I mean? Oh, right, the battle pass. Are the skin account bound? Yes. Well, they are server bound, which, you know, basically account bound. Teleport option next to quest. You can just click on the small arrow. I think you need to be subbed to have access to it, maybe? I don't know. I honestly, I don't want to spread misinformation on the internet. Let me grab this. Very nice. Accent is good. Thank you. Keep glazing me, please. As an American, I thought you were European, but you don't sound French. Yeah, some people say I sound Swedish. Some people say I sound German. Some people say I sound fucking British. So, I don't fucking know, dude. I can understand you perfectly? Yeah, I don't know. I think some of it is bad faith. Yeah. It is what it is. You sound French, but it's okay. No! Your accent is terrible, and you should feel bad about yourself. Thanks, Raiden. Appreciate it. You do sound Swedish. I'm a Norwegian, so I can confirm that's crazy. You do sound German? Yeah, see? No one can fucking agree. That's the problem. Make up your goddamn mind. Yep, German. Alright. We'll go with that, I guess. As a French, you sound French, but I wouldn't be 100% sure. I mean, the accent does peek in sometimes on, like, very subtle things, but, you know. As a German, I can tell you he doesn't sound German. Yeah. Yeah, I am Swedish. I can confirm he doesn't sound like a Swedish person. Well, I guess we're just fuck chat. Okay, the thing is, the way I learned English, right? Because I'm self-taught. I learned written English by playing MMOs, right? I learned phonetic English by watching YouTube and Twitch. And most of the content I watched was from Americans. It was a mix of British and American. So it's probably a savant mix of French, British, and American, right? It's a mix of all three. I'm just going to call it unique. I learned about watching XQC. I'm so sorry. I'm human, and I can confirm he doesn't sound human. True! As you can tell from the webcam on the bottom right. What the fuck? Self-taught? Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. The education system failed me. I was dog shit at English in school. But I was desperate to play Final Fantasy 11 back then. And if you wanted to play Final Fantasy 11 back then, you fucking needed to speak English, because otherwise you were not doing anything. So there's that. He's Canadian. Alright. SMS can be victims. I don't know which faction I'm gonna play. It's gonna depend on the people I'm playing with. That's a timeout for sure. That's fine. Highest priority in the French school system. I mean, it's like one of the first language they teach. And thanks for the homie friend, but they're not very good at it. I mean, the French education system in general is, I mean, you know. And homie friend, thanks for the prime. Very cool. I enjoy the emotes. And thanks for the follow, Don Carlo. Yeah, by the way, did you know Twitch Prime is free? That's it. That's the end of the thing. Just give me your money. Teach taught me more English in schools. What I do? Yes, same. I am a dragon. I can confirm he's not a real dragon. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up thing to just say like that. Which Canadian time to translate that shit to freedom if he wants to read it. God damn. In any case, you speak good English. Great. I'm glad. Wow, guys. We got one. Yo, thanks for the prime, Juven. Very cool. Fine, take my prime. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Relinquish your primes to me. And thanks for the photo. Fueled by fueled by Christ. And thanks for the prime. Fueled by... Yo, I should be... Guys, I'm bad at the streaming thing. I should be telling people to prime more often. Genuinely. Because this shit is apparently working. But I appreciate the prime and enjoy the emotes. Money given. Good. Does prime even count? Of course it does. Where is it? Oh, there, I guess. Alright. Yo, SVR, thanks for the prime. Yo, guys, I need to be saying the words Twitch Prime more often on this fucking stream. Like, genuinely. Level 31. I mean, I'm taking my time because I'm interacting with chat, right? So consider this like a leisurely pace or a cutscene keeper. But I have like the need 75 tier 1 paid sub rule or something. Need 75 tier 1 paid sub rule or something. For what, theorist? If you need for the application to whatchamacallit. Yo, Gucci, thanks for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. If you mean for the application to the partner program, I just need to have more than 75 viewers as an average for like 2 months or something. I mean, it's a period of 6 days on 2 separate months, like something like that. It's like the viewer average. Just add Twitch Prime randomly to any of your sentence. True. Yo, that reminds me, like, what Arthur's was doing early into his streaming days on Final Fantasy 14 is like he had like an ACT call out, like a robot call out, where anytime anything happened in game, it would just say like in a robotic voice, like Twitch Prime. I should have the same. Don't you average like 100, 150? Yeah, I do. My average right now, I think, is 110, 120, which is enough for the application. But the thing is, it needs to be over the course of 2 months. What is your favorite DPS class? Probably SM. I think SM is really slept on, and it's really, really good. And it has some fun gimmicks. And it's really sturdy for raids. It's just really convenient all around. Like, if I wasn't going to be playing a support class, I would probably be playing SM. Can we get a Twitch Prime armor for the dragon? I don't know about that. As a warlock I enjoy SM. Evolution will release much more in September global release. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not doing what I'm doing for that specifically, right? As much as I'm kidding about the Twitch Prime stuff, right? My take on things is, again, I'm doing the content that I'm doing because I was just disappointed in the state of content creation on AION2 in the West, right? So I'm doing this as a due diligence, right? As a community service, right? If in the process I'm able to build an audience and I'm able to make like a baseline living out of this, and thanks for the follow, Cozy. If I'm able to make like a baseline living out of this and I can put it more time into it, great, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not looking at that for what I'm doing. I'm doing the content I'm doing to make the content I'm doing. And if people like it and people want to support me, that's great. And ultimately, I'm also not completely delusional. Like, I fully understand that once the game becomes popular, because it's a new thing, a bunch of people are going to raid the game because it's going to be the popular thing to stream, and I'm probably going to get drowned because I'm just a small fish, right? I'm not expecting anything insane, but I'm just going to be happy to be here. And if my guys can help people go through global, that's going to be great. What class is Sin? Assassin? Yes. And thanks for the follow, Lusang. What about a sound alert for channel points where your lizard in a robot voice says sub with Twitch Prime, brother? But yeah, like at the bare minimum, as I said, I'm just doing the stuff that I gotta do because I think someone's gonna do it, and I'm trying to have fun with it as well. Like, I'm having a lot of fun doing everything by myself as well, like including all of the avatar stuff, like the emotes and everything, like the banner stuff, like, yeah. And I'm doing what I can to also make sure that the people that are interacting here are having fun too. And that is what is actually important to me. Now, it is very time consuming though, to be fair, but yeah, no. Not with that attitude, we're gonna go to the moon. Fuck it, why stop at the moon? Let's fly into the sun. Yeah, surely. I the spy to open in the background. Well, it's not the most demanding game at least. And thanks for Frog and Fox. At least you're not frying your CPU with it. Type shit. Brother. Maybe I should have the automatic target thing just for the sake of the whatchamacallit. The leap slam, just to auto target. Yeah, I mean Gladiator is pretty fun. Yeah. Surely this is not going to make me fall within the Gladiator pipeline for global. Surely not. Do you have a guide for class Cleric? I don't have class specific guides, but I have a build like a building guide that is just broad for every class. I don't know why you're going template over Gladiator, but sure. I just don't want to play Gladiator because I feel like it's one of those glad that is going to be at the forefront of like getting changed and nerfed because the class is too good, you know what I mean? And also I fuck with the sword and shield aesthetics heavy. So, you know, there's that. How many guys all that make the ball spin? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good, Steris, on that. I think I'm fine. I have dilemma, Channer or Templar. I have the same dilemma, but mine is getting solved by the fact that the group I'm going to be playing with already has a Channer. Because honestly, I would like to play Channer too. Like, I do like the way Channer is right now. Arguably even more than Templar, because Dark Crush is just so fucking convenient. But you know. Yeah, no. Although I will say that one thing that drives me away from Channer is staves kind of look like shit in this game. My peeps are from Lost Ark or 2, I don't know, at least try. I think people who play Lost Ark will enjoy playing this game. For sure. Now, the raiding content in this game is not quite Lost Ark level yet. It is getting better and better. It is getting more difficult and more difficult. The mechanics are getting like more intricate. But, you know, the game is pretty fresh, and as a result, the content right now is not the most difficult. But it's still fun. What is the best class to counter Glad in 1v1? Another Gladiator. More seriously, though, probably... I would argue maybe SM, yeah. Channer? Nah. Channer doesn't win against Gladiator. No, that's one of the losing matches for the class. But in the current state, I would say SM probably has the best chance. I would say Soak is like 50-50, right? Top gear PvP they do. Nah, there's no way, like, there's no way equal gear, like an equal gear, like equal skill, equal ping arena, Channer wins over Glad. I refuse to believe that. Ranger can't kite Glad. Ranger used to have a much better matchup against Glad when the knockbacks were like as powerful as they were. Ever since they pulled that down and they also increase Gladiator's personal DPS, the matchup is definitely harder. But there's no such thing as kiting in this game. You don't kite a melee because melees have infinite gap closes. Like, the reason why I'm saying SM is SM has high status effect resist, which means that Gladiator is not going to land every stun. And the Frank and Fox, thanks for the prime. And if you taunt the Glad, you have a good chance at fucking him up. And SM has the bulk to survive like the onslaught of a Glad. How do stuns work? Can I have multiple per diminishing return? One stun, no way too slow. Stun is like very simple. It's you have a certain chance to land the stun. That stun chance is increased by your status effect chance, and then that final formula, like that final number, is getting matched against the enemy status effect resist, right? And the final result is the percent chance for your stun to land. Now, a lot of stuns, especially on Gladiator, have like a high chance to land, right? But, you know, especially against classes with high baseline status effect resist, like Ranger, SM, and Soak, it's not always gonna land. So I have stun on the man. They have cooldowns. I mean, for the most part, the cooldowns are so low, and Gladiator having CDR procs being the way it is, you kind of always have a CC like under your hood. Gladiator kind of fucks during game SQ actually. Like this is the level of power creep we're gonna have on global, by the way. Because like this character doesn't have growth, this character doesn't have shit. It's just that the classes have gotten so convenient and so strong that season 1 is just gonna be a fucking joke. Godstone Paradise. We also have Godstones in this game. Although they are slightly less overbearing compared to AION2. They used to be insane, but they got nerfed pretty heavily. So you're already dead on my screen? Yeah, I mean, basically. It's like, if you have the eye level to enter it, it's probably fucking dead. Maybe they will scale the difficulty? I don't think so. Like, we're gonna have less pets and stuff like that, right? Like, that's gonna be the main difference. But just the class convenience, like, they would have to redo all of the mechanics and everything. Like, the classes have, like, progressed too much since the original release. That Genius Insight and Pet stays forever at level 3, never goes level 5. I mean, if we get the stats for it and they just like permanently reduce the amount that we have to farm, sure, why not? Otherwise, it kind of doesn't matter. AION2 was all about Godstones, glad there's not everything around them. Yeah, I mean, the Godstones on AION1 were definitely more overbearing than AION2. Assassin's still OP like Season 1. Assassin is still very good, yeah. It's not... It has changed a bit. And like how it is, but it's still a really good class, yeah. Now it's not like the uncontested best PV DPS, right? In terms of like longer fights, it's pretty even across all of the DPS. The short fights, Assassin is still ahead because of the way Elusive Clone works, but yeah. And for PvP, it's still like really good for 1v1 as well. Although it has losing matchups, like for example, Assassin just loses against Gladiator. Those boss feel like raid bosses, yeah, things have changed a bit. I mean, those bosses also got nerfed, by the way. Oh, it's over there. Alright. Might be the Ascension thing, right? Yeah, okay. The next step is locked behind the Ascension gauge. So, chat, I'm gonna be real with you. It is currently midnight. I have been up for too long. And I do need to catch some sleep. So, this is gonna be it for me for today. Sork any good in PvP or Glad Assassin just locked them down? Sork is good, has a potential winning matchup against Gladiator. It's like 50-50. But yeah. That's gonna be it for me today. So thanks a lot for the follows, thanks a lot for the subs and resubs. Don't forget to follow the channel on both Twitch and YouTube. And don't forget to jump on my Discord to be made aware of my whereabouts. Now, Mondays, so tomorrow, are usually my break days, but I might be doing a short stream tomorrow since I did a short stream today to compensate for that. So I guess look forward to that. And otherwise, worst case scenario, I'll see you on Tuesday for the usual patch note stuff. Tuesday's, oh my god, Tuesday's going to be exciting because they are announcing a live stream. We're gonna be getting some fucking content next week, boys. It's happening. So yeah, look forward to that. But yeah, either ways, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be looking for someone to host. How about that? I mean, at this time of day, it's probably gonna be a bit sparse, right? Yeah, it's basically just Hegmo. So yeah. So you guys go say hi to Hegmo. Hegmo is a fella that plays Final Fantasy 11. He plays Final Fantasy 14. He does some variety. He recently got into... He recently started doing full-time streaming. So go say hi to him. Giving some love. And I'll be seeing you fellas next time. GG's.